Hey everyone, hey YouTube, hey Twitch. What's going on? Welcome to the stream. Yeah, last stream went down. Yeah, I had to change the title. I streamed to the wrong one. Sorry everyone. William, what's going on? Hello, community night. Yes, it is. Tonight is community night. Hello Vitaly. Welcome. Jay, that was weird indeed. Hello. Sorry about that mix up. That was my bad. I started streaming to the Wednesday stream. I still had the wrong thing selected in OBS, so my bad. We are back on Super Duper Wetland tonight. Gonna continue with rocket missions where we left off. Tonight is Community Asteroid Night as well. Oh, that's pretty loud on my end. Hopefully it's not too bad for you guys. Yeah. Yes, tonight is Community Night, so we will be taking a look at 2 asteroids. I have not heard William. I don't really follow. Hey Kevin, what's going on? Welcome to the stream, everyone. Hopefully you guys had a fantastic week, and hopefully we can play some Ani tonight without any crashes. Here's hoping. Still have not gotten my new CPU in. It's been had too busy, way too busy. I was going to work on the next video today, and I was hoping to have it out by this weekend. I think I can still get that done, but it's just been nonstop things happening, so I haven't had time to do much. But anyways, hopefully you guys had a good week. Welcome to Friday night's stream here. Okay, so what's the plan for today? We have to settle. So actually, let's take a look at where the asteroids are. Since we last picked off. So we're on cycle 1600. I did play a little bit off stream just so I could clean up some of the garbage around the asteroid. So I just did a bunch of sweep errands. I think I still probably have some queued up. And I sent my duplicates on a rocket mission while that was happening. So yeah, there's a lot of things cleaned up. But everything else, like infrastructure-wise, is the same, except if you guys remember, I think this was maybe Sunday or Friday or whatever. I started growing the plum squash in this very cold room here, which is a little hot right now, or maybe a little too cold. Regardless, yeah, it's a little bit too hot. It's not all growing, but it's growing a little bit. And I'm putting that into a mammoth farm. So I'm just getting a bunch of mammoth patties. Now, granted, this is not, there's no automation. I just plopped down some stuff to make these guys fit and all that stuff. Not really good in terms of, well, these guys have been in my base for a very long time, so they're really hot. I did put in a curva condo for them. They're quite funny. I want to see them use it because they're so big. I don't know how they're gonna fit in there. Oh, are they gonna go in? I don't know. So unfortunately, they're quite hot. That's okay. They're still producing some patties for me. And oh, I had another Rex show up, so that's cool. So now I have 2 Rexes. These guys have been around for a long time. Could do with some mops. Yeah, I could do with some mops. The problem is every time I mop, there seems to be more water. Like here is a big problem for water because I have so much steam coming from my rockets. So every time the rocket lands with the hydrogen, it just produces steam and then it just creates water. So I think this might be just like this is all from the rockets exhaust. That's okay, whatever. Yeah, I could definitely, like, this is not good. I don't know how I got water in there. Kind of give that a little bit of a mop because I don't want my bionic duplicates running in that. But other than that, it's not doing too bad. I think I'm still going to queue up some dig errands while I talk to the chat here and get things started up. Not sure what does that mean? Unknown. Oh, that's the mutation. Okay. And then I have this stuff here too. I have something here. This is a carbon dioxide geyser, so not needed. I mean, I guess I could just open it up and let it do its thing, but I don't think it's okay. We'll leave it. We'll leave it be. It's fine. Not a big deal. Just keep digging out. Just keep letting everything drop. This is still not tamed. I was meaning to tame this forever, but I don't need it. I was just going to tame it just to show off how easy it is to tame the hydrogen vent. Maybe I'll do it this stream as like a separate goal between rocket missions. Space Farter is doing well, so it's the same as before. The Hydra's going. We got lots of water. These guys are hurt, a little bit hurt. That's okay. You know, it's they pooped or they peed themselves with some gunk, so I guess we'll just clean that up. Not a big deal. Let's take a look at Freezeal. So Freezeal is doing Freezeal things. It's exactly the same as it was before, except this has started happening. So that's quite interesting. Everything else is pretty much the same. I have the Hydra going here as well. Obviously, there's no water. I do have water delivery coming here from my interplanetary launcher. So that's all right. William says, I don't know. I always wanted a dollar. I always wanted a dollar. Oh my goodness. I always wanted a dollar bill with Trump's name on it, face on it. Don't ask me what I want it for. I just want it. I can't say I've ever been compelled to want something like that, but to each their own. Actually, you know what? I kind of wish that over the years I've collected more Canadian bills with like we've had so many variations in my lifetime, and I really wish I collected some of them, but I wasn't always like good money wise, so I didn't really have the means to save even $5, at certain parts of my life. So I would get like a really cool crisp bill with the Queen on it. I remember from like when the new ones first came out when I was a kid, and I really wanted to keep it, but I also really wanted to spend it. And then as an adult, of course, what's going on here? Oh, okay, so just more. It's all right. No, it's not really all right, actually. let's fix that. Let's put it so it goes that way. I really don't want that to be a problem and start leaking in here. That would be quite. Actually, it wouldn't go in there because of that. But yeah, I really wish I collected more Canadian bills throughout my life and just at least kept some denominations, but I never did. Never really had the means. So it is what it is. Hey, Mart, what's going on? Mart says, hello, chat. Hello, Ethan. Welcome to the stream. Happy Friday. Hello, everyone. Yeah, sorry for the little bit of a bugged start there. I started streaming to the wrong stream on OBS here, so I probably have to go and delete that one off YouTube. I don't want to do it now because I don't want the computer to... Sometimes when I open up like a Chrome or Edge or whatever, the computer locks up because I think I have to... I think I have to run driver cleaner or whatever for the GPU, and then that should kind of fix things. But yeah, I'm one of those people that sort of neglects updating. The GPU is on auto update now, which has turned into more of a detriment than a good thing, because ever since the last AMD update, I've had more crashes. By the way, this is following that Windows update that I had a month ago. I had more crashes than ever. Like, I've never had this PC lock up while playing Ani. And ever since then, it seems to happen like once or twice a week, sometimes on stream. So I'm really hoping that once I get the new CPU in and just reinstall Windows, hopefully that kind of fixes everything. But oh yeah, I'm just really hoping that we don't have that issue tonight. Okay, so anyways, Vitalis says, if advice, is it worth to bother with piping cool slush water for cooling if I have enough plastic to go turbine and tuner? Let me just read that again. Is it worth to bother with piping cool slush water to... you know what? It's really up to you. If you're talking about making the can you explain your setup a little bit more? I mean, it really depends on if you have better uses for that cooling, because that's kind of the god tier mode of the cool slush geyser, right? That's what makes this so powerful, is that you can use this water for cooling somewhere else if you want to. So if you have nothing better to do with this cool polluted water, I would say then you can use it for whatever you want, like in your case, and then you can cool with that. However, I think it's really useful to run over top of your water geyser. So if you imagine you're producing water with this, right? Cool slush geyser, and then you have a very hot water source here in the water geyser coming out. what I'm doing here is just running the cold water from the slush geyser over top of this water vent, and then I'm controlling the temperature with a thermal sensor. I'm basically making sure that before I let this polluted water go through, it's above 1 degree Celsius. And what that does is when I send it into my water sieve up here, it makes sure that it ensures that the polluted water does not freeze up once it gets turned into regular water, because don't forget, regular water will freeze up if it's negative 1 degree. Oh, that's probably the rocket coming back. If it's below negative 2 degrees Celsius. So this in turn helps warm up my polluted water and cool the water that's leaving from the geyser. So the polluted water leaves at 39 degrees, and the regular water leaves at 30 and 39 degrees. I think that's a much better use, personally. I could also do a heat exchange through my colony. Like if my colony, this is a redundant heat exchange here. It's not on. But if I wanted to, if I had really, really hot spots in here, like maybe I want to cool this area down. Actually, this area is quite hot, surprisingly. If I wanted to cool this area down, oh, there's more gunk. Why is there gunk? Who peed their pants? Right? Oh, right. It was in the Atmos, dude. All right. All right. I'll give him that. The rocket. A lot of things overheating here. I basically need to have better cooling here, but that's all right. I have more than enough resources. So I could probably cool my base using this water by doing a heat exchange up here, and that would help my crops not get overheated. Like if these things get overheated, for instance, they won't grow. Luckily, I'm not required to cool my plants because my colony doesn't rely on plants. Like it would if it was just exclusively being fed with bristle blossoms or something like that. So there's a lot of different, basically all that is to say, there's a lot of different uses, and it really just depends on, I'm just going to turn my volume down because it's super loud. For some reason, my button on my keyboard is not working. It's like doing some weird things. Anyways, so there's a whole bunch of things that you could use it for if you need it besides plastic. So I think it really depends on your colony, and you have to make that determination if it's a better use somewhere else. Mart asks, have you installed your new CPU? No, I have not, Mart, not yet. So I bought a new case this week, and I haven't even got around to unpacking the motherboard yet. So I've just been so busy. I don't even know what I do that makes it so busy, but I haven't had time. I have not had time at all. What's going on here? We have a repair? Oh, this is probably turned into petroleum at some point. That's kind of unfortunate. Hey, thanks for the sub, David. Appreciate it. Thank you for coming by. Oh, I have to restart this too. Everything's gone down ever since I had that stream malfunction there. All right, so actually, what day is it today? Is today the 25th? Today's the 27th. Okay, so I forgot to shout this out, but David Morning had a 3-stream streak on Twitch. That's a thing, that the notification that Twitch gave me. So thank you, David, for that. Appreciate it. Let's get someone in here to fix this before it breaks like a lot. So it shouldn't be yet. There's no. Today's 28th. 27th for me so far, but it will be 28th in about 2 hours. I actually have a water geyser next to my cool slush. So there you go. So that would be an awesome way to utilize it, so you can have a lot cooler water without having to use an aqua tuner. Because see, the water in here, right now it's 27 degrees Celsius. So it's slowly increasing because of the heat exchange happening here. But I'm also piping, when this is not erupting, the polluted water keeps coming through here. So it gradually starts to send cooler polluted water through. Right now it's 5 degrees. So like a minute ago it was plus 39 or something, right? So when that gets in here, it starts to cool down my main storage tank, which if I was relying more on this water to feed like crops, this would be the ideal temperature for blossoms. Luckily, I don't need that. I need them for here, but if I ever need extra cooling here, I can always enable this cooling line again, which I just I just don't care to do because I don't need it. But I wouldn't take too much more power. I just could reconnect it there. And like, what's this guy doing? Oh, tinkering. Okay, tune up. It's kind of useless to tune those up. I should just turn those off. But yeah, so that's kind of, if you have it right beside your water geyser, I would 100% do that instead. But again, it's so versatile. That's what makes the cool slush geyser so good. So just identify like where you think you need it the most and use it there. You don't necessarily have to cool plastic, right? Or like it's worth it, I think, if you're building a lot with it in a very small colony, because it's going to carry some heat, but it'll cool relatively quickly if your colony is not too hot. Hey, sorry. Hopefully that answers your question. Yeah. Let's see here. Sometimes it's a good idea to stay on a stable version of the GPU. Exactly. And that's why I hate the auto update feature on most softwares, because you're not always getting a better software update, especially when, like, I guess now in the world of AI, where nothing is like tested, seemingly people just release updates and it's like, hey, good luck, you guys are beta testers, hopefully the AI did its job or whatever, right? So I'm not exactly sure how software development works, but just from what I read online, from how bad some of the Microsoft updates were, or whatever, I don't know. It just seems like no one beta tests anymore. It's like, we're the beta testers or something. I guess that's what happens when you have one company dominating the market. They say they don't have to spend money on quality control, because if people hate the product, they got nowhere else to go. Like, the average person isn't picking up like a Linux OS, right? So they're kind of stuck with whatever they got here. Kind of stuck with Microsoft, and you can't even revert back to, like, I wish I could go back to Windows 7. To be honest with you, I loved Windows 7. I know people hated it, but I loved Windows. What was the one with the Vista? Oh man, that was so cool. I loved Vista. I know that people had a lot of issues with it, but I friggin' loved Vista. Vista and Windows 7 were by far my favorites. Today is the 28th, at least on your side. Yeah, you're a little bit ahead of me, William. You know the future. You'll be able to tell me how good GTA is before I get it. Oh, it's also 28th for Mart. Dark Frost, what's going on? Hey, Dark Frost. Ethan, I'm having trouble dealing with the CO2 in my rocket, and I do not have bionic duplicates. How do you have any advice? So, okay, CO2. If I run rockets without bionic duplicates, my preferred method is to either keep them in an Atmos suit, because if you have them in an Atmos suit and they run out of oxygen, as long as they have oxygen in your rocket capsule, they'll take off their oxygen. They'll take off their Atmos suit to catch their breath, and then they don't have to deal with the CO2. They just put the CO2. It just stays in their Atmos suit. Otherwise, you kind of have to deal with it in the exact same way that you would any other CO2 in your base. So you could use oxyferns maybe, but that wouldn't be ideal, because you can't really put it any lower than the bottom row. Like, it would just kind of linger anyway. You could vent it out, so you could have a ventilation system that only picks up CO2 and it filters it, so you're not blowing out oxygen. You could have a carbon skimmer and then just dispose of the polluted water. So there's a lot of different options that you could go with, but there's not a lot of space. So that's kind of the problem. Honestly, like, people have a lot better methods, I think, with in terms of dealing with CO2 and rockets than I do. I just keep them in Atmos suits, and I just force them to run out of oxygen in their Atmos suits and then take a breath from the capsule. Because the capsule, as long as the capsule's pressurized, they'll be fine. They can run out of oxygen all they want in their Atmos suit. It's perfectly fine. And then as soon as they come back to home base, then they'll just deposit their carbon dioxide when they take off their suit. So kind of like that. And that's honestly what I would do. Just keep it simple. If you want, like I said, if you want a more sophisticated method, then you're going to have to get creative with the amount of space that you may have available. Okay, let's send another rocket mission. Oh, by the way, I was going over Freezeal, right? So Freezeal is almost ready for our duplicant. I do want to take a bionic duplicant only here. I don't want to take a regular dupe, and then I just want them to live on this asteroid. The only problem is I have to send them an Atmos suit, so I might take an Atmos suit on the rocket, drop it off here, and then go to the next one. What I want to work on today is Watito, I think it's called. So we have our little rocket area here where the rocket lands and tries not to put too much steam everywhere. So I want to get a Hydra going here. So very easy Hydra, very simple Hydra. Not even a Hydra, sorry. Just an electrolyzer setup, something like this. Maybe, you know, I would do a Hydra, but maybe I'll do that after I have a source of hydrogen and oxygen from this setup. And then from there, I can capture the hydrogen and oxygen and pre-fill both hydro chambers. I don't want to do that. It's just too much work to carry all that over. I mean, I do have it on the rocket, so I probably could do it, but then I would need different types of liquid. You know what? We're not going to do that. I'm just going to build an electrolyzer setup. It's perfectly fine. I just need to support one duplicate on here. Remember, the goal that I'm trying to do for this, just to finish this playthrough off, is to have one duplicate living on each asteroid. So I'll build something that looks like this. I'm not sure where yet. Maybe here, so it's kind of away from, if any steam or any heat does come through here or whatever, maybe somewhere here would be ideal. But I have to bring more materials to build ladders. So I'll get some granite in the rocket. Let's go back to Space Farter here. Pretty sure I have granite in one of these. This is reed fiber. I have 10 holy smokes, 10 kilograms of reed fiber. 20 tons of granite. So yeah, I'm pretty good. I got plastic, glass, steel. I got pretty much everything. Gold. What's this? Oh, this is the boosters. Yeah, I'm pretty much good for another rocket mission. Let me just get this filled up. Not that I need them, but just get it filled up, and then I can send them on another mission. I get rid of these things too. I don't need those. I mean, you know what? I guess I could keep them here because they could recharge it on the battery. William says use a mech door deletion technique. Okay, I'm not opposed to that. You could do that. Yeah, I don't personally use those, but that's a great idea as well. Jay says more people are going to Linux. That's true. I have seen a lot about that. Linux is becoming a little bit more accessible with Reddit, and obviously AI can help people switch as well if they want to use AI. There's a lot of resources now to help you switch to Linux if that's what you want to do. Do I want this? I don't want the slicks. I don't want to get slicksters and then forget about them, and then they're just gonna put oil everywhere. So let's just make sure that our duplicants are Ulti and what's his name? They're both Ultis. Yeah, they're both Ultis. They were hurt before. They're okay now, so we can send them on the mission. Let's put an Atmos suit in here. So build an Atmos suit. We have one right here. Relocate it to the Space Farter. So put it right here. And then another one. We're going to grab 2 Atmos suits. Put it on Space Farter, and then we're good to go. And then we'll get the 2 ultis back, and then we'll send them on a mission. Now, I think we had some wires melt here. Where did we oh, this one. Yeah, we definitely don't want this one to... Well, actually, it's already retracted, so it's fine. Everything is pretty good, I think. Let's go ahead and just... I have lots of oxygen, so let's just pre-chill everything. And then, yeah, we're good to go. Get them back on board here. China is developing their very own OS. Prepared to learn Chinese. I would love to. That would be so cool. Honestly, I think... I wish that the West here in the West we'd learn more about what China is doing, because every time I see something on Reddit like I saw this thing again. I don't know like to what extent I understand this or know about this, but I saw this one post on Reddit a while back where there's like one city in China that has entirely electric vehicles. So people, or like the tourists or whatever, they took a video of like a major intersection and everything is just quiet. And I'm not opposed to combustion engines. Like I think they're still going to be relevant for a long time because you sort of need them for long hauls and stuff, or like pickup truck applications for towing. But I think it'd be so cool to be in a city where like you don't have any engine noise or exhaust noise or whatever, right? So I was pretty amazed by that. And also I follow a vlogger who I follow a vlogger who takes like road trip videos, and I have to go back to and they did like a road trip in China, and it's like beautiful mountainous highway. It was like, wow, it was just so cool. I really wish I could visit one day. I would absolutely love to do that. So what was the warning? There was no warning there. I briefly saw acknowledge warning. So let's just send them on the mission. We got full tanks of everything. Oh, please don't get blasted, Sweepy. I think you're gonna get blasted, huh? Yeah, that's too bad. I'm rolling with Windows 10 because I'm lazy. Hey, Uther, what's going on? I love Windows 10 too. I really wish that they didn't make them all. That's the thing that I hate that about software updates, not just Windows, but you know what? Let's send the other rocket too. We can. Is there anything to we can discover what this is? I suppose. I mean, not that it really matters, but let's. My curiosity is going to kill me if I don't. Let's see. We have lots of oxygen, I think. Let's just get a little bit more in here, and then we'll send this one on a mission as well. And then this rocket's basically redundant. I don't need it anymore. Oh, the overheating, the conveyor loader. They can fix that. What was I saying? Oh yeah, like, you know, whenever I upgrade a phone, and this is exactly why I don't like upgrading phones, is because whenever I do, there's always a situation where they take out a feature that I love, and it's just so annoying. Like, no, the reason I want to keep these features that you implement. Why would you take away these awesome features? And it's the same thing with Windows. It's like, it seems to just get more bloated. Well, in Windows, they don't necessarily take away features. I mean, other than the start menu, because I don't really use Windows itself. I just need it to use like a web browser and for gaming. So it's like, why do you take away the start menu? Nobody asked for the start menu to be taken away. Like, literally nobody said, hey, I think this would be better without this functionality that we've had for, you know, many years. Like, nobody says that. But why do you take it away? And it's just, I don't know. It's just one of those things where I don't think that they know what they're doing, what they're doing sometimes, or someone is in charge who just is so out of touch with what the people would actually want. So I don't know. I did enjoy Windows 10. It grew on me over time. I definitely don't think that there's anything lazy about keeping Windows 10. I think that's perfectly reasonable if you enjoy it. It's probably exactly what I would do if I just wasn't more paranoid about I don't know, upgrading to more like secure hardware or whatever. I don't know. I don't even know why I updated, to be honest. Dark Frost says it's agile mentality and management always wants to. Yes, yeah. Unfortunately, that's true. That's the problem, I think, with public companies. Like, if you have a public company, you have to satisfy shareholders because you need to show growth quarter over quarter, right? So there's never any room for like, hey, let's just be stagnant for a while because we don't want, like, let's just put the shareholders on hold and look at a more rewarding customer experience. It's very rare that you have a company that does that. And it makes sense from their perspective, right? Like, especially if the employees get stock options, they probably want the value of the stock to increase because that's a large part of their compensation at that point. So it's not only the benefit of the management at some points, but it's also if you get paid in stock options, right? Now, generally, it's not employees that get paid in stock options, so I have to acknowledge that as well. Generally, it's mostly management, but it does happen. There's quite a few companies that do that. I don't know them off the top of my head. It's just things that I've read over time from, you know, investing in my retirement as well. So, anyways. Yeah, it's unfortunate that a lot of software development these days is driven by that, the need to satisfy shareholders. And unfortunately, that's kind of a double-edged sword, right? Because you can make you yourself can make a ton of money from a company like Microsoft. Well, Microsoft's not doing too well these days. No one's doing really well these days. But you can make a lot of money if you invest in a company that you believe is making a great product, or that you believe is well managed enough that they can cut costs at a time when there's economic turmoil, and they're able to raise more value for shareholders. The problem with that is that it often comes at the expense of the customer's experience, and of course people's jobs and livelihood. So again, it's like a double-edged sword, right? Would you kindly share your absolutely, Vitaly, I can. I'm gonna post it in my Discord after the stream, okay? So I'm gonna write this down. Just share save. Oh, I don't think I can because my save file's too big. Vitaly, send me an email. Please send me an email because I can't share this in Discord, and I will respond to you with the save file. All right. So if you have my email, if you don't have my email, just let me know, and I can type it in chat. I'm not sure why my Twitch dashboard keeps going to sleep today. Kind of annoying. I miss Windows ME. Hey, what's up, Nickel? I've never used Windows ME. I'm a little bit too young for that, I think. My earliest, I mean, I did use like Windows, whatever, like the Windows, whatever the early 90s Windows was when I was a very young kid. But that Windows was not a Windows that I remember using for anything more than like a car game or whatever. So my first real Windows was XP, and then I also loved using the Windows 98, like style on Windows XP, but I did not like XP. XP felt very like blah to me. I don't know. Did not enjoy it very much. I know it's like the most popular OS probably of all time, but just in terms of oh yeah, this is just in terms of a little bit of petroleum here now. Just in terms of oh my goodness, I really don't want this to flood because then this will go offline. So that's kind of what this was for, but it doesn't seem like it's working. Oh my goodness. All right, let's get this in here ASAP. Yeah, I really don't want this to flood. Come on, dude. What? Where are you going, Harold? Get back here. Yeah, Windows ME was a little bit before my time. I think I'm going to have to go back and steal your liquid hydrogen build. Liquid hydrogen build. Yeah, it's a really easy, like it's not the most efficient. William has a much better build that he showed off on one of his asteroids before. But it's efficient enough that it does the job. So again, I'm more of a, I prefer to have like these solutions that are maybe, look at this Flido is really going to kill my FPS. Where's it going? Like this is what kills my like it does its job well enough. I wish it could have double, and I probably could have double vents in here, just piping up too, but I mean, that's a lot of venting I'd have to build just to get more hydrogen up here. I think this is fine for now, to be honest. I could turn these off so they're not running as much, and then I could probably get slightly more production out of that because these are not all full packets. So if these just don't run as much, it should be better. But yeah, it's super simple, and also I have access in case like something always tends to break in here. If this is closed, the hydrogen might evaporate, or sorry, it might condense in the pipes and break the pipe or break the vent or whatever. So you need a duplicate access somehow in here, and having the mod, the mechanized the airlock door mod, and then just allow access for my duplicates here makes a world of difference. I will never build this again without this mod because it just makes it so easy. And of course, the biggest tip I will give you, don't make the same mistake that I did in Super Duper Dreamland, where I built this setup all the way across the map for my rockets. So then, like, none of these pipes ever break delivering delivering the oxidizer and fuel to the rockets, and it's all igneous rock. Well, some of it's ceramic, so it's not okay. I can't say it's all igneous rock, but a lot of it is igneous rock, and the pipes have never broken, or if they have, it's very infrequent. I find that when it has to travel a long distance, sometimes you got to cross areas where there's no where there's still atmosphere, and that will heat the pipes even though it's insulated, and it'll start breaking your pipes. William says, how the petrol price rising to 200 per barrel. I think China is the big winner on EV. I heard China's EV is amazing. I really wish that here in the West we were more welcoming to EVs, because I'm a huge fan. Like, I've driven a Tesla before. It was for fun. I didn't have no intention of buying it because I can't like afford to buy a $60,000 daily driver. Just I do too much road tripping that I need a gas vehicle. So, and then plus the insurance is insane on a Tesla. So I test drove it just for fun a couple of years ago, and I loved it. I really enjoyed how there's no transmission. It's a very, very responsive. It's a very responsive vehicle. I'm sure all EVs are like this, by the way. I'm just using Tesla as an example because that's what I test drove. I loved how responsive it was, and I loved how I loved the regeneration braking. So I love that I can brake without actually touching the brake. So yeah, it's just it was just fantastic. It's just that we don't have. It's just not easy for us to get EVs, especially if you're someone like me and likes to do road tripping. Mostly because our charging network is not big enough to support efficient road tripping. Like, I don't want to wait at a what's flooding? Oh no, transit access tube. So the worst thing for me would be the fact that if I did a road trip with an EV, I would be forced to wait at charging stations because there's just not enough charging station capacity when it comes to EV charger. Oh, that's exactly what I didn't want to happen. When it comes to EV charging around Canada, like, you'll go to a rest stop and they'll have, like 10 gas stations or whatever, and like 2 EV chargers. And if you're at a road trip destination, you're not getting to that charger for a while. Like, you have to sit there and wait. And that's just pretty brutal. So yeah, it's just one of those situations. Oh my goodness, there's just so much liquid here. I really didn't plan this out well. I don't even know why I'm using insulated tiles here. Let's just go all the way across. Oh no, this is too much. Too much. So I just wish that we were more adoptive. And also, not only are EVs very expensive in Canada, like, we are getting the BYD brand here in Canada, but they're just so, and like, they're very unaffordable for the average family. There's no way your typical family can afford to spend like minimum $60,000 on an EV and then spend another $2,000, $3,000, $4,000 on installing an electric car charger in their house, and then possibly having to upgrade their service as well, because a lot of our services for our houses are not able to support full charging capacity either. So yeah, there's just a lot of cost. Oh, that's okay. There's just a lot of cost involved with that. I think the Netherlands is like 90% electric. Really, that's awesome. I honestly, like I said, I love electric vehicles. I know it's not everyone's thing, but especially if you're in an area where you're doing a lot of towing, which we do in Canada, we do a lot of towing. Same thing in the US. Unfortunately, like, we like our boats, and I don't have a boat, but people like their boats and towing their campers around. And unfortunately, you need you can't be towing a boat with a Cybertruck. You're not going to get anywhere. And plus, who wants to drive a dumpster? You missed why Kevin says, you missed why Linux became so much more feasible. Proton capacity layer running almost every Windows game. I had no compatibility. I mean, I had no idea that it runs a lot of almost every Windows game. Does that I guess that extends to, you said Windows, but I guess that extends to Steam as well, right? Like that's considered windows. Also, someone mentioned agile development mindset. It's more of the corporate cost savings mindset that violates some of the agile development principles, but uses label to spin things. Okay, yeah, I'm not too familiar with that. So I was more focused on my spiel on the stock market implications, which is more my alley. I do invest. I try to invest intelligently in the stock market, so I do follow that. I shouldn't even worry about that. Sometimes when I talk, I just start clicking. But anyways, this is becoming a big disaster, so I may as well just go do the whole thing. Just get everything falling to the bottom. Hopefully, it doesn't create a big mess that's irreversible. I don't think it should. Everything's just gonna fall here, and then everything will fall here. So it's already at the oil biome. I failed. It's already in the oil biome. So whatever. Okay, so Space Farter, just waiting for Space Farter to make it to Watertow. Let's see who we got from Freezeal. I'm really nervous about taking a duplicate here, but it has to be bio. Okay. I want to take a bio dupe. I want to see if they survive. We'll see. I'm going to save because I'm not sure if I can keep them alive, and I may, let's say, what do I call this? Rip bio dupes. I think I can keep them alive, but I'm talking to the chat a lot, so I'm not going to be able to hold their hands. So they have to have some form of. Oh my goodness, I almost froze there. They have to be able to help themselves. All right. Gonna take. I don't want decreased athletics. I'm gonna take Chip. Hey, thanks for the subscription. Weststrom. Hopefully I said your name right. Please let me know in chat if I said your name right. So I'm gonna take Chip. And I want to have Chip put on the ammo suit. So, Chip, let's go. Okay. All right, that's cool. You can do that. That's cool. Why are you doing that again? Are you sleeping, Chip? Oh, Chip is on the Eduardo schedule. Let's put Chip on here. Please put on your ammo suit. All right, there you go. That's going to be your permanent suit now. Why are you having problems? Okay, so I want you to do this. Here's your oxygen chip. You have access to your oxygen. You have plenty of oxygen. You're getting water deliveries, so you should be okay. Don't piss off the Poke Shell. He's gonna murder you. And you can, let's put the water in here, right? This is the water. Yeah, this is water. Let's put water in here so you have something to do. I'm not going to hold your hand, so you have to figure things out. All right. Why is it... Yeah, you're not doing anything else. Why is it low priority for you? Oh, it's on your break. Yes, okay, you're on break. All right, cool. You do your thing, Chip, and I will do my thing. Let's see if Chip survives. The process for me, it's people trying to justify their own positions, so they make unnecessary changes. Exactly. Oh my goodness, you get it. You get it. I've worked in a corporate setting before where people only existed to change things, so there was the illusion of progress. It was a nightmare. We'd have meetings about having future meetings to prep future changes, which we were still undecided on. It was ridiculous. Needless to say, that company went out of business. But it's unbelievable how much waste there is especially at the customer's expense. It's absolutely mind-boggling. I literally thought I was in a clown show. Luckily I rode the ship all the way to the end and I got a nice severance package out of it, but it was unreal. It was unreal. Now, okay, I have to acknowledge that sometimes your job depends on following orders from upper management. So if you're told to just change things for the sake of changing things, then that's what you do. That's why you're getting paid. Obviously, you have to do what your job description says, or you're not going to be employed very long. But it's so. I mean, I really think that those kind of positions really come from incompetent senior level management. Like, for instance, if you play a bad game, you can't blame the developers for the direction that the senior level staff took the game in, right? Like if GTA 6 ends up being a massive flop, it wasn't the guy making the art of the game, or it wasn't the guy writing the script, or it wasn't the guy programming the physics that messed up the game. It was the senior level staff that didn't understand what is fun in a video game. And so, like, yeah, they're just doing their job. They're just trying to get paid at the end of the day, right? Like, I can't fault them for that. Kevin says that the problem with recent software issues is using AI instead of people without being constrained by maintenance. Exactly. I've read a lot about that. I'm no longer in that field, but yeah, it's I totally agree. Like I've read so many stories of AI taking over quality, or whatever, like that aspect of a company, and I just don't understand. Like how can you I don't know, like morally, how can you delegate people's livelihood to like robotics, basically? I understand why you would want to implement some changes. Like, for instance, I'm just going to delete this. For instance, if you are an engineer, a software engineer, and you are like struggling to figure out how to write a script or something, whatever. Again, I'm not a software guy, but if you're struggling, and if you ask the AI, like, hey, what's wrong with my code? I understand like uses for like in that aspect, right? But I've read stories, and again, I don't know if this is true. This is just like things I've read, that Microsoft is using AI very very liberally, and they're not paying attention to quality because that human element is no longer there. That makes the company, kind of hold themselves to a certain standard. Okay, Watertoe has duplicate power issues. That's a lie, because we have lots of duplicate power in here, right? At least, yeah, we have. Okay, I don't know what you're talking about. Oh, wait a minute. Yeah, that's this one. Okay, so let's start building a Hydra here. Or sorry, not a Hydra, electrolyzer setup. Sorry, Chad, if you're... see, this is what I mean. It gets very hot here, even though I have this block. I think what I have to do is block this more. Oh, this is... Yeah, whatever. Sandstone is fine. Sandstone is fine. And then I just make more sandstone tiles. And then... Like, I don't know where this heat is coming from. I didn't watch. I should have been watching. But yeah, just go a little bit higher here. Take a couple more blocks up this way. And then they can come up... Yeah, they can... They can figure that out. Okay, let's go ahead and build this. I want to put it right here, maybe. See, it's so hot here because of this steam. Like, where's that coming from? Is it boiling this because the heat is coming down? I wish I was here for the launch or the landing so I could see it. I think the best thing to do is to just put more tiles here just in case. Sort of like this. And then I can, once I build this, it'll maybe it'll help absorb more of the heat or something. I don't know what's going on. But yeah, we'll do something like that. We'll build this up a little more. I think what's happening is just overflowing, and then before it gets deleted by vacuum, it like ends up here and then starts lingering around or something. Let's see. Mark says, wishing that we can pick other OS, not only stuck with my... I 100% agree. I think when I finally get a second PC built, what I'm going to do is learn how to play or learn how to use Linux, honestly, because I'm tired of being constrained to this bloated software that is called Microsoft. Like, I don't know. There's so many. I literally want the computer to turn on. I wanted to open Steam. I wanted to open DaVinci Resolve. I wanted to compile video or whatever the thing. That's it. I don't need it. I don't need all this AI garbage in Windows. Save that for, like, if you want to add AI to Windows, let it be an option for people who want to use it. Don't force it. Like, I use Edge. I know I might get I might get flack for that. I love Edge because it's so snappy, but But recently, it hasn't been as snappy as. Plus, also, Chrome decided that ad blockers are bad. So, which I guess it depends on. Gunk extraction required. Well, hang on here. Why aren't you guys extracting your? Oh, okay, okay, that's fine. That's fine. Let's go. You guys can come in here. Please don't pee your pants again. That's so annoying. I forgot that this thing fills up incredibly quickly. Please don't pee your pants. All right, so here we go. We got. Is anyone else gonna use it? No need. All right, so we're good. Again, I said my piece before on ad blockers, so I'm not gonna go into that spiel again. But hey, Violet, what's going on, dude? I remember life before Windows. That is so cool, but I do not. I've always used Windows, unfortunately. But yeah, it's that's really cool that you remember that. Hey, Sean, what's going on? Sean says, hey, Ethan, welcome to the stream. How's your Friday, Sean? How are you doing? Yes, EV is electric vehicle. Why Tesla? Just buy a BYD. Well, BYD was never available in Canada until just recently. We're just getting the stores now. But I test drove Tesla because, well, Tesla was the easiest vehicle to test drive in my area at the time when I was looking at electric vehicles. This was probably 2023, I want to say, and they do make it incredibly easy to book an appointment on the app. Like, you don't have to call, you just show up, and your car's ready for you, and they just give you the keys. They say, yeah, here's your half an hour with the car. And so I was like, okay, this is what can I possibly lose doing that? At the time, I was also investing in Tesla. So I no longer hold a position in Tesla, but at the time I was. So it was, I wanted to understand the product from more of a first, like a first, what's it called? Like just to use the product so I can understand like what makes it because before I just invested because it was just going up. Like, I was like, okay, this thing like doubled in value in X amount of time. I want to get on this ride. And so I did. But, when I say invest, I don't mean a lot. Like, I don't have exorbitant amount of money. So take that with a grain of salt. But just enough of a position that I could say I could make a couple $100 or whatever, right? So I was like, okay, let's see what this is all about. Likewise, before Corsair had their massive fallout, when their stock price, when it was still in the 20s, I invested in Corsair as well. So I built my current PC uses entirely Corsair components wherever possible, because I was like, hey, this is a company that I like. I like their products. I like their keyboard. I like their mice. I like their fans. I like their whatever, and I invest in them. So I'm gonna use their brand. It's like you're buying from the company that you own a portion of. Corsair wasn't my best investment. I broke even on that because it was it had a very high spike when I first went IPO. I think it was like $30 something US, and then I bought in at like 15, and it went back up to 20, then back down to 15 or whatever. Then I sold it, I broke even, and then it plummeted. So I got rid of that at the right time. So yeah, that's why, to answer your question. Sorry, William, I kind of got sidetracked there, but yeah, I just wanted to test out their product because I had a financial benefit that I could have gained from it. But yeah, BYD is coming to Canada this year, so it's pretty exciting. Proton is a Valve project. I did not know that. Proton is a Valve-funded successful combination of what started with public domain wide years before. Good luck, Chip. Yeah, let's check on Chip. So, oh yeah, these guys are supposed to be working here. Why aren't you working? You have no sandstone? Are you not able to work? Like, what's going on? Yeah, you're on a work schedule. There is sandstone somewhere for sure. Why is it only ulti? So what? I have to ask for it for you to put it there? You can't just do it yourself? All right. Trapped. Oh, that's wonderful. That's why you're not working. I was wondering where the other guy was. Okay. Igneous rock. Excuse me. Sorry, I didn't mean to clear my throat in the mic. All right. Low gear oil. Please get back to the spaceship if you have your low gear oil. I don't want you to get stuck, bro. Just go back. I don't need you getting stuck. Just go back, get your gear oil, whatever. Okay, let's go check on Chip. Chip is probably doing better than Ulti, to be honest. How's Chip doing? Where is Chip? I should build like a Great Hall for Chip because he has no morale here whatsoever. Where the hell did Chip go? I do not see where Chip went. Okay, let's just start a dig. Let's see if I can find Chip. Here he comes. Oh, yeah, let's give Chip some fun stuff here. Okay, so I have... Okay, I could have sworn I had more, but anyways, I'll give him advanced medical because that'll give him... That will give him an extra athletic anyway. And then, yeah, let's build a Great Hall for Chip. Or a mess hall or whatever. And at least he can get some morale out of it. He can, like, hang out there or something. Boom, boom. Let's see. Mess table. Can I build? I don't think I have any wood here, so I can't... Communal table. Communal table. No, I can't build it. Mess. Let's go today. Yeah, let's just build a couple of these guys. Build a water cooler somewhere there. Not exactly. Something like this would work better. And yeah, this can be your big side project here, Chip. Let's give you let's give you the dinos, the dino things, the dartle. And then of course I think this will be enough. Maybe we need something else, but anyways, you can build that for now, keep himself busy. And yeah, let's go check on Watertoe. Okay, Watertoe's still at work. Hard at work or hardly working. They're working now. They're happy. I think this is enough. Yeah, this 9 tiles I think is enough. So let's put the blueprint down. Let's build it right here. Let's put it right here. I think. I might have to move it up 1. Yeah, I'll move it up 1 just so it's a little bit nicer. Like that, I think. And it matches the level here. And then I want to build this instead of tile. I want to build this out of, what's it called? Insulated tile. So something like that. Did I do this right? I forgot I forgot how this was. I think it was something like this. Something like that. All right, cool. This will also not work very well because it's sand. Let's build that, and then yeah, we'll get them working on this. But also change this out. Oh, did I just cancel everything that wasn't insulated tile? I might have. And take this out, put insulated tile there. Now they can't get to this. Let's delay that, and then let's delay this. They should be able to get in everything at that point. Maybe this, not this as well. There we go. That should allow them to get everything. And then yeah, this is whatever. That's fine. Williams says, ever since the Canadian government cut the 100% tariffs, it's just 6.1. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to that. There's only a matter of time before the largest EV manufacturer established a beachhead on the fertile soil of Canada's and urban centers. I'm looking forward to be honest. I'm looking forward to afford like anything that makes life more affordable for anybody. I think is a good thing, and we need competition in the market to do that. That's why again we're talking a whole lot about Microsoft and the monopoly that they hold, and Linux trying to be an alternative for people. Well, that's what BYD has to do in Canada, and I hope it succeeds. I hope that it forces our traditional automakers to figure out ways to make their EV products cheaper, or at least offer more value for their product. Because ultimately, we need competition in our market in order for things to become better. So, anyways, here's hoping. It's tough to hope. It's tough to hang on to hopes these days, but we'll see how it goes. We'll see how it goes. I'm really excited that this is coming together. So, I'm just building my Mafic rock wall here. I have a couple that they couldn't quite get to a couple of them, but let's do that or something, and then keep going on this wall. I don't even think I need that. What am I doing? I don't need this. I need this, but I should just build it. Yeah, I should just build it like that. So let's do this, and then I can also get all this stuff off as well. And then let's do this, just to give them something to do here. Like for instance, here they could use a little help. I'm pretty sure if I just build this like that, they should be able to get up. We'll see. And then not sure about this. I think this will help them out. I think Ethan just described all major AAA studios. Ethan changing profession to be an electrician is pure genius. Yeah, I did not. Like when I say corporate setting, I wasn't like in management level. I was just a more higher leveled worker in a big in a car company basically that is no longer around. So I'll take the barbecue. Beware of Ethan the streamer AI version. You know what's so funny about that, Vitaly, is when I first started making videos and my editing was really, really poor, people thought I was AI. People would leave comments like, stop with the AI, or, oh, bro, this is AI. This is AI slop. It's like, whoa, this is real human slop, not AI slop. Let's get that straight. Because my editing was, very amateurish, and it still is, but you know what I mean. It was a lot more amateur than it was now, and my cuts were really bad. Admittedly, they were horrible. So it was one of those things where people thought I was AI at first until I started making doing live streams. I remember one of my first ever live streams, somebody was like, "Oh my god, I thought you were AI." And I was like, "Yep, I did get that quite a bit on my videos." So I'm glad that I was able to change people's minds. And Williams says to Dark Frost, all AAA studios, does that include Game Science, the company that developed BM Wukong or Black Myth Wukong? I haven't played that game, but I heard it's really good. But I don't know. It's not really my type of game. But it looks it does look pretty cool. Now I am a fan of Rockstar Games. I will admit that, even though they don't have the best reputation for how they treat their workers, I can't help but enjoy the products that they make. What, dude? Oh. Well, I might have to do a return mission if he's gonna be in gunk. I have to have a better gunk system than this. This is not gonna work. By the way, you could have went to the bathroom. That wasn't even full. Yeah, this is very, very not good. I don't even know why I'm pumping it up to there. Let's just send it back into that. Okay, and then they're just gonna have to live in a soiled suit for the time being. By the way, why do we have 15% stress on this asteroid? Nails? What could you possibly be doing, Nails? This is the least stressful asteroid ever, and you guys are complaining. Unreal. Unreal. Hey, thanks for the subscription, FMRX. Hopefully I said that right. Welcome to the stream. How are you doing? Hopefully I said, if I didn't say your name right, please correct me in the chat. I will more than happy to say it correctly. I'm terrible at naming. Sorry, let me catch up with the chat here a little bit. Yeah, I feel like you're going to regret dropping all the water into the petroleum. You know, like, are you talking about this in here? Or where are you talking about, Jay? Because I have my petroleum. By the way, in case you didn't know, I have my petroleum here. So I have a lot of it already. Or are you talking about my boiler? The boiler is going to be fine because I have this now. As far as the petroleum goes in these areas, yeah, unfortunately, I have to at some point try to service that, kind of figure that out. But for now, it's. By the way, what's this minus? You know what? I'm just gonna open this. Forget it. Just open it. It's minus 55 degrees. It's not gonna. I already have full carbon dioxide. Worst case, that cools down my asteroid ever so slightly. So let's just do that. And then we'll also analyze it. Why not? Analyze. Okay, let's go back to. Let's check on which one has Freezial. Freezial. Let's check on Chip. Chip's still doing his thing. Gunk mouth. Okay, so soiled suit. Why didn't he use this? Oh, because this is full. Oh, I'm sorry, Chip. Oh, that's not good. I feel bad for Chip. I really have to have a better system than this. I knew this wasn't... At least he's not dying, all right? So, I mean, that's something. I thought for sure he would have already perished by now, but... For now, we'll just put it in there. We'll deal with the gunk after... I really don't want him to take off his suit, but I think he's gonna have to. Otherwise, he's gonna be really pissed off with me. Now, is this suit damaged? Like it's totally damaged here, right? So if I unequip the suit, he can't put it back on, which is not ideal. He can get oxygen from here, and he doesn't really have to work in water. So I think it might be okay. Let's unequip the suit, mop up the gunk. The gunk is actually freezing, which is hilarious. And then the suit is, yeah, he can actually put the suit back on. So that's fine. Let's give it, no, not that one. This Chip. So there you go. You can put your suit back on and you can, you should be okay. And by the way, you're starving. What did I just read? You're starving? I think we use quadruple A studios because of the ridiculous amount of statement of one of them made to describe the bloated and money-minded makers of triple A. I don't know what that's referring to. I'm not as I think I'm out of the loop on that news. Companies like Lariat and such who make AAA games are viewed closer to independent studios, even though they are in big leagues. Is Lariat the one who made Black with Wukong? Jay says, "Oh, Ubisoft. Oh, Ubisoft. Ubisoft is a tale of a company. It's like the downfall of Ubisoft is so sad and unfortunate because 20 years ago, I loved their games. I loved Prince of Persia, the trilogy. Absolutely loved Prince of Persia, and I loved Assassin's Creed 1, 2, the spin-offs, and then 3. Loved it. It was so much fun. Very unfortunate about what happened to that series. I mean, listen, I think people still like it, so it's not like, but not it lost the charm of the original. I don't think that I know it still gets a lot of flack for the design decisions, but aside from all that, I think there's still core gameplay elements that people have enjoyed in the new one. Again, I'm just talking about what I've read. I haven't played the game. So if you wholeheartedly disagree, I don't blame you. Just talking about what I read. But The old ones were gems. I love the old Assassin's Creed. They were so good. I remember coming home from school when Assassin's Creed 1 first came out and just being like, wow, like this is a next gen game. This is a real next gen game. Like there were so many NPCs on the screen. You could push them and interact with them. Like, what a gem of a game that was for 2007. That was an amazing, amazing game. And it's very unfortunate what's happened to Ubisoft. Very, very unfortunate. It's a new Chinese myth, third-person action RPG game developed by Aerogen Shanghai. Check out Shadow... Sorry, I missed that one. Check out Shadow of Legends. The graphic is insane. I wonder if the game will be good. Let me write that down, William. Check out Shadow Legends. William. I will make a note and check that one out. Make the gunk extractor into a bathroom equivalent for... Yes, I do need to do that. Are you stuck? You guys just are the worst. I'm not taking the blame for that. You guys did that. Go get yourself gunked out. You guys, get yourself some gear oil. By the way, let's go ahead and put Chip on here, just so he can have more downtime, because he's gonna be very mad. Yeah, I do need to make a bathroom. Kevin is correct. Let's do that. Now, water's kind of... Oh, they don't drink water anyway, so whatever. They could keep it there. But let's put a gunk extractor here, and let's put a what's it? Oh, a sink. A sink. I want to do it just like a washroom. So sink. We'll do a couple sinks, and then we'll put... actually, we'll space them out so we can put some furniture in between or something. And then we'll do... whoops. Gunk extractor. We'll put 2 of those. No, you know what? We'll put this one back. Oops, I didn't mean to delete both. I'm just pressing all these buttons. I was just thinking for a second, what if I push like Alt F4 or something from my negligence? Okay, I hope that you're charging batteries, bro. Like you really have to get on this. You cannot have this sitting. You cannot have this sitting in the gut. Okay, I don't think it is. I don't think it is. Yeah, I don't think it is. Okay, cool. This is still... Oh, please build this. So you can get the morale bonus. You're already mad, okay? I don't need you to be more mad. And also, Gear Bomb, put that on infinite. I do need water for this, unfortunately, which the water deliveries, I guess, are coming at some point. But I also need the water deliveries not to be exclusive to the Hydra. I need some amount of water in a bottle filler. So not the ideal layout here, I will admit. Not the ideal layout. Okay, maybe, you know what? Maybe I'll put it in here for now. And then I'll just do this. So then 50% of the water goes inside here first, and then at least I have some water to make Gear Bomb with when the water deliveries come. I cannot run out of Gear Bomb. I'll have to run like an emergency mission to save Chip. Chip might be the sacrificial duplicant on this asteroid. Don't be surprised, everyone. Okay, let's check. Where's the latest interplanetary launcher thing status? I need this to launch some water very, very quickly. Okay, so the rad bolts are pretty low, I think. We do have water on board. Actually, no, we have rad bolts, I think. Rad bolts are full. So we need more water. Let's open that up. Get some more water flowing. I was going to send this on a mission. Let's go ahead and do that. Just get one more thing of oxygen here. I should have enough. And let's get, what's her name, on board. Summon crew. And then select destination. I just want to discover what this is, basically. Let's go right here. This should be as far as I need to go. I don't have to go 10. I can go 9. I can get all of them, I think. You should be good. Let's go ahead, do a launch. This is gonna melt some stuff, I'm sure, but whatever. Whatever, let's see what happens. YOLO this rocket. And then we'll deal with the consequences. You deleted the air pump in that Hydra on the water planet. I will have to go back and add it. I knew Eska sounded strange. It's an AI-generated sparkling water company name. Is it really? That'd be so funny. Hi, Lego Man. I thought you were AI too. I did get that a lot. I did get that. Why are you, bro? Why are you doing that? Surely. Okay, this is full. All right. All right. All right. You had. Why are you? Okay, you have gunk extraction required as well. I just need, honestly, like, this is a very poor design setup choice. So, let's just put this here. Put this thing here. Delete this plumbing nonsense. And put another liquid thing here. As soon as they build it, I can re-add it. Oh, I can't because this thing's in the way. Let's move that over. Move this over here. A lot of trial and error right now happening. At least they have all the materials needed. Go back to water tow. Okay, so where are you guys stuck? What do you need here? Copper? No, we're not going to do copper. We're going to do... where's the power wires? So we have gold. Gold is way better, all right? We'll do some gold. Also, we don't have any source of power yet. So we'll get this built. We'll do some solar panels up here, maybe. At least we have a little bit. I hope I don't melt it with the rocket. That's kind of my only worry. So we'll build this. I think they can walk across this, so I don't think they need anything special on there. And then, of course, we'll get some of our conductive wire across and just tap it onto here. So that's a whole project for them. Again, no copper. Oops, let's go to all. So let's deconstruct all this. Yeah, no copper at all, so we got to figure that out. How did I have this again? I had this, so okay, mesh tiles and then a space. Okay, so mesh tiles I can rebuild. Sorry, chat, I just got to build this and I'll get right back to you here. Where's my electrolyzer? Okay, we'll use the cool one. And then, yeah, we'll use the automation signal switch, copper, and then I'll use purple. And then, of course, I need to get power back here. Okay, that should be good. I need a door here as well, a mechanized airlock out of steel. Steel's fine. Mechanized airlock, and then put this guy here, I think. That should be fine. And then, of course, we'll put some water here. Enable auto bottle. And then let's go back to Freezeal, see what's going on here. This should be finished now. Yeah, we have a mess hall. And this guy has minor rad sickness. Is he not... Do I not have rad pills here? Oh my goodness, I might not have rad pills here. Okay, so I think I have to go get rad pills. And I have to change the battery in my things. So I have no coal here. I have no coal here either. Damn it. So that's kind of unfortunate. Oh, that's the wrong one. Consumable ore. Which one is it? I don't think I have any coal here anyway. So I think I forgot to drop off rad pills. How bad is this going to get? Pretty bad, I would say. This is a pretty bad situation. We can probably block this off. And then that would help a little bit. Like, this is the most common area where they're going to get sick. And they should be able to extract... look, that's where they're walking. Oh, boy. That's horrible. I'm such a horrible boss, to be honest. I'm sorry, Chip. You might be just not... You just might not make it on this asteroid. Look back at my saves on how I store gunk. It's simple and easy to make. Can't believe you soiled your team. I know you have really good techniques. I'm more of a I don't know if I want this. Yeah, I'll take it. It's gonna murder my dupe. We do have some gear bomb here, by the way. I wish we got some rad pills. I'm more of a set it and forget it, but I don't always set it correctly. Let's see here. No one fell from grace harder than Blizzard. I'm not a big Blizzard fan to begin with. Sorry. I don't mean to crap on Blizzard. I just never played their games. That's all. So, never played like, I think they made WoW or something, right? I was never into that. Hey, what's up, Creative Chaos? What's going on? Black Flag is peak, says Jay. Black Flag was really good. I didn't appreciate it as much at the time when it came out, but I appreciated much more after having revisited after I didn't play it for a bit. Because I didn't like how Assassin's Creed 3 ended. I'm not going to spoil it if anyone wants to play the game still or whatever. I know it's like the 20-year-old game, but I'm still not going to spoil. Anyways, I didn't like how it ended, so I didn't play Black Flag right away. And then I ended up playing Black Flag years down the road, I think when Syndicate came out. And I was like, yeah, this is actually pretty good. Shadow of Legend is the sword of Legend. Kevin says, so many things for one dupe, make the minimum requirements. I don't know. I just wanted to make it the same size as this. That's all. That's all. I'm just stubborn like that with my builds. I haven't even finished this one yet, by the way. I have to add the. I'm not gonna. Obviously, this is not gonna work. I'm just gonna disable those. But I need these to be working. Let's put. For temporary solution, a temporary solution that will inevitably lead to my duplicates becoming soiled will be we'll be putting this here. All right, so we're gonna try to remember. Come back to this. Okay, let's take a look at Watertoe because we have to now get back on. We have to deliver some rad pills to Chip. So after this is like completed enough that I'm comfortable leaving it. In fact, we're just going to deconstruct this. I'm going to take a duplicate from here and I'm going to leave some rad pills for them. So that'll, because this is going to be a lot of radiation here, way more than I forgot that I needed rad pills. So I basically have to bring coal or send coal with interplanetary launchers on every mission. Or just have a delivery run rocket. So my other rocket, once Sonyard discovers what this is, this rocket can be converted to a delivery run rocket while I work on my infrastructure for sending payloads, interplanetary payloads away. So I think for now the best thing to do is just to leave them a little bit of everything that they need. So get this online, get these online. And then we'll go back. We'll drop some rad pills off for Chip. And then take a duplicate. And then hopefully... Actually, no, I'm not going to take a duplicate because they're not going to survive. There's no way this infrastructure is going to be ready by the time they need air. I'm just too busy everywhere. Do you have eco batteries for Chip? Yes, I do. I should anyway. Good question. Yes, I have I have one eco battery. He's using one, I'm pretty sure. And I have one more. So I probably need more. Okay, that's fine. I can drop those off as well. Let's put the eco battery here. Yeah, we'll do. I don't know. I forgot how much each way. Let's just put 1,000, and then we'll drop it off when the rocket comes back. I have everything else though. I have oxygen. I have lots of oxygen. I don't have any water. I have water here now, which is good. Okay, that is really good. So that's going to be useful for whatever. I need this to work though. Oh my goodness. I really need this to be online quicker. Just empty this for now. And then, yeah, whatever. And then get this online eventually. Okay, so yeah, he's doing all right, I think. Oxygen going in there. Let's go back to Watertoe. William says, make sure you put some drywall on your latest Hydra. Yes, you are correct. Very, very correct. I might not get to all this because I really have to go back and help Chip. Let's make this one pink. Obviously, I'm doing the drywall everywhere because I think it's going to look a lot better. I know I don't need it here, but just for aesthetic purposes. Okay, this is fine. I need a thing here. And then that should be good. Deconstruct this. Again, this is not a full-on Hydra. This is just going to be an electrolyzer setup that naturally separates both sides. And then, of course, we need this pipe. Okay, just like that. I really want this to get done. I think we have glass available. And then we can get back. So let's leave some eco power banks here. Not a lot, but we're going to get a couple on there. And then rad pills. We'll see how much. I forgot how much they weigh, so I'm just going to let them deliver, and then we'll see. Okay, so rad pills. Okay, that's enough. That's enough. The 376. Perfect. That's full. Is that one rad pill? No, that's got to be at least a lot, right? And then eco power banks weigh. There's 10 units. 10 units is good. How much is 10 units? There's 100. Okay, so it's 10 each. Perfect. Okay, so now at least if I take a dupe, it's ready to go. Let's connect the power wire to this, and then that will be good to go from there. Get this going as well, and then yeah, then we gotta go. We gotta go back at some point. Get this done, and get this done. Oh, and then this as well. Gotta get all this done. Everything has to be done. All right. Let's just get everything done. And then this. Now, I should put a smart battery on this. I don't have a hydrogen. Whatever. I'm not going to put a smart battery. This should get enough power to use this. No, I will put a smart battery, actually. Well, we'll get the smart battery online because we will need it for a hydrogen generator. By the way, did I mess this up? Yes, I did. Not going to fit. Okay. I'll have to relocate that. Let's just put it here for now. So there. That's fine for now. We'll build it out this way. We'll put the hydrogen generators there. And then I'm going to watch the rocket take off because I really don't want to have... I really want to see if this overheats, where it's overheating. Is the rocket still on that planet? Can't you repair or make new atmosuits on the rocket? There's no rocket on Freezial. I have to bring it back. I have to bring him back to drop off some rad pills. Although I think he's okay now. I think he peed out his rads. So actually, I don't have to drop it off. I have gear bomb. Yeah, I have gear bomb production here. I have water, albeit not a lot. I have 30 kilograms left, and I have some batteries is what I need. Yes, I have to drop off eco power banks. I only have like 1 or 2. Actually, I have 0 right now. He's probably using both of them. So let's go. Let's come back, drop off some eco power banks. And then we'll go back home and restock. Oh, this is not good. Let's get out of the way. I can't build down, right? I have to get that. Let's get this done and then go. Ethan is the ultimate corporate boss, making employees soil themselves. Listen, if they just worked harder, they wouldn't have issues, right? So that's basically what it comes down to. I believe that the former Blizzard was second to none in making genre-defying games, unparalleled. Which one was your favorite, Vitaly? Okay, I'm gonna send this rocket on a mission. I gotta change the battery of my headset here because it's very, very annoying. And I cannot play without a battery in it. So let's send the rocket back here. And then get some in the crew. This is all done now. Though this is working. We got water, blah, blah, blah. This actually should work. I just don't have anywhere to put the gas. But I should be able to start this up at least and make a little bit of separation here and see what happens. So anyways, let's go. Is it gonna go? Okay. Let's see where all this exhaust goes that's causing us problems. See, it kind of floats out, and then I feel like some of it gets gets caught in here. See how it's getting hotter here? So I think what I have to do is just make another, sort of make a little platform that goes across to prevent that. I don't know. I don't know why there's just so much friggin' steam everywhere that's so hot. But yeah, I gotta go back to Freezeal because this guy's not gonna survive. Okay, be right back, everyone. Let's see if Chip survives. I just gotta grab a AAA battery because my headphones are about to die. But Vitaly, which Blizzard game was your favorite? That's coming from someone who doesn't, or who hasn't played a lot of Blizzard games over time. What was your favorite Blizzard product? Okay, oh, this one's dead too? Why do I have a dead battery? My good battery pot. All right, back. I've spent an ungodly amount of hours doing WoW arenas. I have a coworker that still plays. Actually, I have two coworkers that one of them plays the new WoW, like the. I guess there's two versions. Like again, I'm never played WoW. Not that I hated it or anything. It's just never got into it. I wasn't a PC gamer until like 10 years ago, so didn't have the means to play it. That's not completely true. I had an e-machines when I was a teenager, and I did play RuneScape, but I don't think that I qualify as a PC gamer because of that. So, anyways, you know, I forgot what I was talking about there. Oh yeah, so I have a coworker that plays the newer version of WoWs, and I have a coworker who used to do a lot of raids with the older version. Like the WoW Classic. So it's pretty funny getting both of their perspectives on how the game is different and evolved, and coming from a place where I don't really understand what they're talking about as well. So let's put what is this one asking for? This one should not be asking for this one. I need eco power banks here. Eco power banks, and here I need what was it? Eco power banks and oh shoot, I forgot what it was. I forgot what else I was looking for here. Oh, plugs. Do I want plugs on this asteroid? I don't know. Diablo 2, Stark. Really, those are all from Blizzard? Like, I know they were really good games. I didn't know they were all from Blizzard. Yeah, I'll take the plugs, whatever. Diablo 2, StarCraft, Diablo 3, Overwatch was a Blizzard. Holy smokes, they really did do well, didn't they? There are 3D printed battery storages. I have just little ones that I got off Amazon that fit the. That's really cool though. But I just have the little like general plastic containers that happen to fit AAA batteries exactly. So I kind of like those. No plugs. Hey, Phil, what's going on? Welcome to the stream. How are you doing, Phil? Creative Chaos says, whoa, I remember RuneScape. RuneScape is awesome. I would still play it to this day if I wasn't playing Ani. Like, I wish. Oh, Rad Pills. Thank you, Jay. Thank you, Jay. I absolutely love RuneScape Classic. Sign me up. Sign me up for that. Smart batteries overheating. Oh, of course it is. Because it's in vacuum. Oh well, that's just gonna have to die. It's fine. The smart battery is not integral to this build because I have constant power anyway from the solar panels. So I can come back and repair this later. Let's turn on this really briefly. And let's get some hydrogen flowing. I guess I should just leave it on. And then I'll have to vacuum out the oxygen here. But kind of like that. This is if I was vacuuming this out, that would be a lot easier. But anyways, when someone gets back here, at least there'll be something to vacuum out. Are you going to send more water over? Yes, more. The water's already on its way. The water's actually being sent by the interplanetary launcher. This thing right here. So it's just waiting for... Oh no, fertilization. Oh no, why aren't we getting fertilization here? Where's my phosphorite? Oh, it's being disabled. Oh no, I wasn't sending phosphorite this whole time for these things to grow. That sucks. It's probably friggin' hot in... Yeah, it's hot as hell in here now. That's annoying. My bad, Chip. This is gonna be my fault if Chip dies now. I wasn't ready to admit that, but I have to probably... Yeah. Just a conductive panel behind the battery. I can, but I have no one on the asteroid now. So I'll have to wait. And once I go back... William says, since it's community night, please load my... Yes, I am loading your save. I promised you last weekend I would. Have a look at how I store my gunk. Also, check out my rocket. Oh, yes, I will do both. So let me write that down so I don't have to scroll back in the chat. So William's asteroid. Gunk storage. And then we also want to look at the rocket for high moral ground achievement. I will do both, William. Let's see here. Okay, so yeah, let's... by the way, community night is going to start in about 20 to 30 minutes. So I didn't realize we're already an hour and 40 minutes in. So thank you to everyone who's showed up tonight. Really appreciate all your support. If you could like the stream for me, that would be awesome. Help the stream get into more people's algorithm. That would be super cool. And yeah, that would be the best way to support the stream. And yeah, so we will be starting Community Asteroid Night in about a half an hour or so. I do want to get some of these... that's kind of annoying. I do want to get some of these missions complete on this asteroid. I don't need to know about that. So we're gonna deliver some smart batteries here, or what? I'm sorry, eco power batteries here, and then the rad pills. So storage is okay. We have 4 units now, and they're also coming in here, which is really good. And then this just needs rad pills. Rad pills. Why are we not getting rad pills here? Are rad pills too high of a priority? Yeah, they probably are. Let's set that to 7. If I had to guess, this is probably rad. This is coal. I could deliver coal as well. Maybe we're not making the rad pills. I have 0 units of rad pills here. That's exactly why. All right. So I have 0 eco power banks. Why are we not charging? It's disabled by what automation? Oh my goodness. That's brutal. Just delete all this. I don't need any of that. Just get it going. I don't even know what I was doing there. It's perfectly fine. So I need this. Can you guys do this, please? Lacks medical compounding. All right. Medical compounding is this one. So I don't need extreme digging there. Do it. Hey, Chip, you can't be here. This is not your ship, bro. You can't see this life of luxury that these duplicants are living. Otherwise, you'll be compelled to stay on the rocket when I lift off. Okay, so reservoir here. And then, yeah, this will be the temp storage for for my gunk. Kevin says, I liked it before you asked tonight. Didn't catch me slacking. Thank you, Kevin. I really appreciate your support, as always. Are you going to look at mine? I think it's cycle 130. Yes, I have yours. Yep. Yours is called... I emailed you. I emailed all the people back tonight. So if you didn't get an email, I might have... This is yours, right? This is David. This is not that one. Second time. This is the one, Jay. Yep, that's the one. Yep, so we will be doing yours. So we have 3 tonight. William, Jay, and David. Vitaly says, wow, raids can get a little boring over time. Arenas, on the other hand, are PvP, often highly competitive. Blizzard used to run a world championship for 3v3 arenas. I did not know that. So I was always told that that they were really into raids. They weren't into the arena aspect of the game. But they would be in like Discord servers with, I don't know whatever size the raid teams are, plus × 2. So they would have 2 raid teams, and they would share loot or whatever. And I don't know exactly how it works, but it was a whole system and the whole setup and everything. Pretty cool community. Oh, what's going on? Oh no. Do we not have power for Sanyar? Did we not? Oh no, we ran out of power. Okay, so she still has 3 cycles of power remaining. She is way over here. Oh no. How long would it take her to come back home? Oh my goodness. So, okay, so hang on a second here. So she ran out of batteries. How the hell did she run out of batteries? Don't I have 50 loaded on here? I must have deleted some. She has 3 cycles. Can she like go to sleep and conserve power? Or get shut off or something? Now, it's okay for her to run out as long as she has oxygen in her tank, I think. This is an unfortunate situation here. So I can't even make it back to the nearest asteroid. I might have to abandon ship, and I can crash land on Freezial, and then I can get power banks from here. I may have to do that. I have never abandoned the ship, so I'm not sure what that's going to look like. I know that everything comes crashing down, I think, and then she'll end up on the nearest asteroid, but I don't know how long that takes. So let's just see how. Okay, we have power bank. Let's put. Can we connect this? Because we're going to need a lot of power banks here. Let's get these going. We'll try to get as close as possible and then abandon ship, because I don't know what happens. 2.7 cycles to come back here. Can we land? Okay, so if we're landing, we have to launch this one now. So we'll go back home with this one. I have to do a recovery mission now. I have to bring power banks to here. This might have to continue on Sunday stream, actually. Where's Chip? Chip is here. Chip is doing okay. Poor Chip. All right, let's send these guys home so then Sanyar can land. He might be able to make it. See this? By the way, the heating on this asteroid is way better. I mean, some of it still makes it over. So I suppose I could add some more, like some preventative measures. Maybe I could even come up to here. I need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I can go over more and then make this higher so not as much makes it over the top. This is really hot here. This neutronomium. Did I say it right that time? Oh boy, did we put everything on the water planet? I hope so. Again, the water planet has no duplicates right now, so I'm not really concerned about the battery status or whatever. I'm really concerned about I have 4 eco power banks here. I'm really concerned more about saving Sunyar now. We're gonna be stuck in space if we don't get her back. So she has 2.5 cycles left, and this rocket mission is 2. Yeah, so she's going to land. She'll be able to land and recharge her batteries, which is the good news. And she's bringing rad pills with her, a ton of rad pills. So that'll also help out the chip on that planet. So we'll be okay. Thank goodness we'll be okay. Did your friend show your WoW rating UI? It can get convoluted as fuck. Google it for fun. I will Google it off stream. I'm not going to open up a browser now because I don't want my computer to freeze. So rating, but I know, to answer your question, no, I have not seen it. I very, very briefly at some point have seen the WoW UI, and it just looks like it's too complicated for me. I mean, it looks really well done, all things considered, but I don't think I would be good at it. Creative Chaos, are you around? Are you watching the stream? I know you had some questions about a hatch farm, which I would be more than happy to help you with if you're still around. Just let me know if you're in chat, and I can show you my hatch layout. You are? Okay, cool. It's often too complicated for its owner too. Okay, so Creative Chaos asked me to show off the hatch setup that I use and how the whole barbecue processing works. So I think this is a great time to do this while we wait for these space missions to complete. So. Okay, so the whole idea about, by the way, are these hatches even fed? They might not be fed, so this might be. I'm at the point in the playthrough now where the hatches are like, yeah, their body temperature's low, really. Oh, wow. How did I freeze everything here? Where's all this cooling coming from? That's not too good, but whatever. Apparently I have an enormous amount of cooling coming from something. It's not water. I'm not running. No, this is 26-degree water. It's not this. This is very cold, but that's just because the environment's cold. I'm not sure where the water's coming from, where the cooling's coming from. Anyways, is it the oxygen? No, it's only 7 degrees. It's not 0. Anyways, so okay, this is how a hatch farm should work. This one is a little bit too cold, so it's maybe not the best example. But so the point of a hatch farm is, who's high stress? Oh no, you got a soiled suit too? Why is everything? No, you shouldn't have a soiled suit. You have a gunk extractor right there. All right, so that's fine. Let's take you out. Oh, you can't because you're in the mid. Okay, whatever. Unequip your suit. Mop up this because now you're going to be like super stressed from being in liquid. And then you can put your suit back on, hopefully. Whatever. You guys can figure it out, all right? You don't need me here to... It's always ulti number 2, by the way, because the other one has sunny disposition. So let's put ulti 2 in here. There you go. You should be good now. Okay, so go back to the hatch farm. So the hatch farm, the whole point of a hatch farm is to supply yourself with 1, coal, if you're still on coal generators at this stage of the game, which you probably shouldn't be, but let's just, for the sake of this conversation, let's just say you are. So you can supply yourself coal, but also coal is useful for other things too at this stage, like refined carbon. So there's like multiple uses that you want coal for in the late game. Now, more importantly, hatch farms produce a ton of barbecue. And obviously, the point of that is so you have good quality food. So, for instance, if you're feeding your duplicates mealwood, let's take a look at mealwood here. This is going to produce food like the meal lice, for instance, that can be made into the pickled meal or lice loaf that has it's terrible quality. So it gives your duplicates no morale, debuff, or buff. The pickled meal, in fact, gives you a -1. So we kind of don't want to be on pickled meal for long. So barbecue right away, it's way better. Barbecue gives you a +3 quality, which is going to drastically increase the morale that your duplicates are getting from eating food. So if you're having morale issues, having good food is like amazing for the status of the morale status of your colony. So that's the first thing. You want to produce a lot of meat with these guys to put into your electric grill, and you can make barbecue. Even better when you get farther in the game, your duplicates can start using the gas range, and they can start making the surf and turf. The surf and turf gives you a +4 quality, which is a +12 morale boost. Your duplicates, yes, +12 morale boost just from eating surf and turf. So for this, they need barbecue and cooked seafood together. All right, but let's just focus on the barbecue for now. The barbecue in and of itself is important enough. So the barbecue is going to give you +8 morale. Okay, so +3 quality is +8 morale. Really, really good food. So the way you get your hatch farm set up, like 3 farms. 3 farms is more than enough for a colony that is slightly less of a size than mine. Basically, what you want to do is feed these guys as much as they can eat, so they're very, very happy. You need sedimentary rock if you're feeding stone hatchers or igneous rock. Depending on what type of hatches you have, you're going to feed them something else, and it'll tell you in your in their diet screen. The regular hatches eat more things, but sometimes they eat things that you don't necessarily want to feed them that are more valuable to use in your colony. So you want to feed them something like sedimentary rock, which is really useless, or igneous rock, which can be kind of sustained through volcanoes, although not really, because you have to cool it and it's very hot. That's what's causing the cooling, chat. The igneous rock is just way too cold. Like, it's -9 degrees. So this probably is... why is this so cold? Oh, because it's super coolant. Well, whatever. It's doing a good job, I guess. It's just a little too... I'll have to tweak that. Okay, so now that you know one ranch... Yeah, this one... I stopped running this one altogether because I didn't have the igneous rock to sustain it. But I'm making more than enough food. Oh, no. Oh, no. Please get on here ASAP. So I'm making more than enough food that I don't need to have 3 farms going. Put Stella here. I don't know why Stella's hurt. So now that we understand why we want hatches, now we can focus on making hatches sustainable. So we want to overfeed them. So they're making plenty of eggs for us. And you want ideally you want the auto sweeper to be able to pick up everything in the one farm area, which is why I have the vertical farm set up. If you have the horizontal farms, you have to have multiple auto sweepers. So it's just a little bit more effort to set up. The suit, it was soiled, so I had to take him out of the suit. By the way, let's go ahead and get some of that stuff. Okay, so this is how we want to feed them with the critter feeder, which are usually delivered. It's fine to set that up manually and just let your duplicates feed the hatches with whatever you pick for as their source of food. However, what makes it really useful is if you combine it with the conveyor receptacle, where you're sending material in from, let's say, a volcano. But we're not going to focus too much on that. That's just an option you can add later on. You want to have a critter feeder and feed them sedimentary rock or igneous rock for regular hatches if you have a volcano. Then you want to set this conveyor loader inside this farm to pick up all the eggs and also all the other material that they're going to drop. You want to send this egg first and foremost to inside of a evolution chamber. Sorry, not a inside of a incubation chamber, so that you can replenish the hatches that are eventually going to die of old age here. All right. So these things only live for a certain amount of time. I think it's 100 cycles. So eventually you want to replace them. So I have a little chamber here with incubators as well. The incubators are off by default, but there's automation set up to turn them on if the hatch population gets too low. You don't have to worry about all that. As long as you're dropping at least some eggs for the hatch and to sustain your population, that's the most important thing. The second most important thing is after you drop a couple hatches here to sustain the population, you want to send the rest of the eggs and the material elsewhere. The material can be filtered to different areas. However, the most important thing is that you send the eggs into a drowning chamber. In this case, it's just a room full of pacus. And the point of the drowning chamber is so when the eggs hatch, they immediately drown and you get meat. So then I have another auto sweeper working inside of this drowning chamber. And I have a conveyor loader in here, which is hard to see because I have so many pacus. And then once the hatches turn into meat, it immediately gets sent into my kitchen to be processed into barbecue. And of course, I have an auto sweeper for that as well. So the barbecue, so the meat never ends up on the ground and it never ends up waiting. Like, see how the cooked meat, she just came and started cooking right away. It's because the auto sweeper loads the meat into the grill as soon as it's dropped in this room. And then as soon as the barbecue is finished, it's either going to be loaded into the gas range or into the refrigerator. So the auto sweeper does that by itself. So watch, when it's done, the barbecue gets picked up by the auto sweeper loaded into the fridge right away. So when the gas range has, I guess they're waiting for fish right now. When the fish is ready, it will be loaded into the gas range as well. And then the cook just has to come and start cooking. Now, everything else. So I remember that we said we're sending all this everything else from here in this hatch farm, like coal, whatever's coming out of here has to also go into, it doesn't have to, you can sort it somewhere else, but it's going into my drowning chamber. In which case, I have a second conveyor loader, which is asking for copper, gold amalgam, eggshells, polluted dirt, basically anything that I would expect have coming out of this drowning chamber. And it's particularly coal. And then this gets sent up to my industrial area. So it's a whole shipping network that is constantly doing checks to see where or to deliver material to certain places. But anyways, the most important thing is that you're sending all of your eggs in here. All right. So that's the gist of the hatch farm, like the TLDR. So you want barbecue for morale, you want it for food, and of course, you want to automate as much of that process as possible. Now, I do have a second grill here, and this barbecue is on the floor, unfortunately. This second grill, this auto sweeper does not have access to this fridge, so I could just put another one here, and it would be perfectly fine. But this second grill was because at some point, I was making so much barbecue that one cook wasn't keeping up, and the barbecue was spoiling before it was sent to my freezer. So my freezer prevents my food from completely decaying. Like this will last forever in here. But I don't send it into my freezer until it's processed into the final product, because then otherwise my duplicates would have to come over here, grab the barbecue again, send it back. Now you can have your freezer inside of your kitchen. That's perfectly fine. Then everything can be automated from there. I prefer to have it next to my grate hall. It's just, I've always liked it that way. I'm stubborn like that. I like to have it there. That's that. By the way, I should have some wallpaper there. Let's put some wallpaper there. What color should I have? We'll do light blue, I think. We'll put light blue here. Why not? You know? That's a cool Pokemon, by the way. Why not? There we go. We'll build that up. And by the way, that's pretty much it for the stream, I think. I think we'll call it there, and we're going to go into the community segment. I'm just going to do checks on how Sunyard's doing, because Sunyard for sure landed by now. Yeah, she's here. So she did make it back, and she does have eco power banks now that she can she can make herself home with for sure. I hope. Yeah, she should be able to make it home 2.5 cycles. I'll wait till she like recharges or whatever. Actually, she can probably help out on this asteroid for a little bit. We'll send her home on the next Sunday stream. We'll send her home on Sunday stream. Okay, chat. So we're gonna end the gameplay for. Oh my goodness, we're gonna end the gameplay for tonight. I forgot to turn off my fuel. And we're going to go into the community asteroid segment. So let me turn on the text here. Community asteroids. There we go. So let's see. Next episode will be on. If you're leaving now, if you don't want to watch this part or whatever, next episode of Super Duper Wetland will be this Sunday at 8 p.m. Eastern, and we'll continue this playthrough. We'll bring Sonyar back home, and then we'll probably get Watertoe online as well with a duplicate here, and get this little spam online, and build some hydrogen generators and such, and yeah, it should be okay. There's quite a lot that goes into sustaining a bionic duplicant, come to think of it, because like I didn't even think of the coal that you need. There's just so many things that I've missed for free zeal. So anyways, we'll have to work on that. Well, I usually bring like 50 eco power banks with me on each rocket, but evidently that's not enough when you're trying to spread it out among other little asteroids. So yeah, I should just make a whole bunch. You are right, Jay. Creative Chaos says I'll have to grab a screenshot from your build so I can copy. I'll just send you my build. I'll email you my save file and you can check it out. Oh, you don't have spaced out. That's right. Okay, I can send you a blueprint. I'll send you a blueprint if you want to do it that way. Then you don't have to try to copy. You can just put it in your asteroid right away and you can study how it works. By the way, I told someone earlier, I think it was Vitali, somebody asked me to share this asteroid before the save file. Please send me an email if you haven't. Did I get an email? I don't think I've got an email yet, but please send me an email if you would like this save file and I can send it to you for sure. Okay, so let's go ahead and get into community night after the save is finally done. It was you? Okay, yeah. So if you... Do you need my email, Vitali? My plumber just arrived. You guys go ahead, bye. Okay, see you, William. You can catch the VOD if you missed your segment, and you'll see your asteroid featured. Okay, so let's get into it. Let's start with... I have my notepad here. We're going to start with Jay. Actually, I think Jay's on stream. I don't think David is here tonight, so I'll have to let Dave know that David was featured. And then oh my goodness. Okay, so I need D to deactivate. I just had my first yawn, so we're doing really good. Let's go ahead and exit the game. It's not even that late, and I took a nap earlier, so I guess old age just doesn't let you stay up as late as I would rather stay up until. All right, just gonna BRB with the screen here. Your message gets blocked somehow with the email. That's so weird. How can we fix that if you're getting blocked? I don't have any blocks on my email. Let me load this game up and then maybe you're sending it to the wrong email. I don't know. Let me type in my email in chat here. Make sure I just get it right. I usually just copy and paste it. So yeah, ethansoutpost@gmail.com. All right. Let me just type that in here. ethansoutpost@... So is it this one that you're sending it to? Oh, the chat. Oh, okay. Yeah. Right. That makes sense. I'm sorry, Vitali. Yeah, so you email me because you can't paste messages in chat or like emails in chat. So email me, and then I'll have your email, and then I can send you my save file. That's probably the best way to do it. Okay, so let's take a look at Jay's asteroid here. So yeah, we loaded up 130. So Jay features his asteroid, I think, last stream. So let's read the message here. I read my spam in the bottom left. I need advice on the plumbing on the full Rodriguez. Unsure if I should go through the top left of the ice. Unsure what needs cooling. Okay, so bottom left. Sorry, I might have said top there. So this is the half Rodriguez. So where's the right? This is the half Rodriguez, I think. Oh, here it is. Perfect. Okay, cool. All right, so the plumbing. When Oni multiplayer. Hey, Matt, what's up? I don't know. I've never tried the mod, but you know what? It's something that I really want to try. So we'll see. We'll see if we can do that at some point. So the plumbing. The oxygen that you produce here will be very, very hot. So you definitely want to send your oxygen through the cold biome. You don't even have to send it to this much. This is actually overkill. If you just sent your oxygen, like down here, let's say this much. If you just kept this much intact, you'll be fine. Oxygen is so easy to cool compared to like water or whatever. So the best thing about the cooling oxygen is that if it's not cool enough by the time you make this size of a build, you can always extend it, and it's very easy, right? Like I would rather have you spend less resources and make the cooling, like make the temperature like 10 degrees than to overkill and chill it all the way down to -32, because at that point, you don't need it to be that cold, and you're always and all you're going to do is end up freezing your base eventually. So this is actually a really good setup right beside your ice biome. I always destroy my ice biomes. Yes, same with me, Matt. Yeah, same with me. Perfect. Okay, cool. So once I got your email, awesome. I will send you my save file of super duper wetland. Okay, so. Yeah, so you have the right idea, absolutely, and it's totally fine to keep it small like this. And then from this, if you need more cooling, you just extend it. But it's less labor for your duplicates and less material used, so you can kind of gauge how cold you want it based on this layout. Now I need to figure out how to cool the top water on the top left. This is tough. Salt water carries a lot of heat, so. You could try to run it through here, although it's going to be. So okay, question: what do you need your salt water for? Do you need your salt water for the Hydra, or sorry, for the spawn, or do you want to use it? Do you want to desalinate it and then use it in your base? Because that's a very important question. Because if you need the salt water just for your spawn, and you're going to desalinate it, don't cool it. Or your main water? Okay. All right, so that's a little bit tricky. Here's what I would do. I would take your water after the desalinator. I would run it into your electrolyzers, so it prioritizes that. Then you can go and cool the rest of it. You don't have to cool your water before sending it into a Hydra or a spawn. And the reason for that is because the oxygen is much easier to cool than the water, so there's no point in wasting precious cooling for cooling the water that goes in here. You may as well just cool the oxygen after. Let me play. Welcome to the stream. I use it for the spa main water for the cool slush geyser. Yeah, so that's a perfect setup. That's really good. And this asteroid here, this is a community asteroid. Jay sent his in, and he's asking how to cool this. So the way I would cool it, if you don't have an aqua tuner, which would be the best way if you just needed to be like, if you just wanted it one and done and like, and to work, is just to run it through the cold biome as well. It's not going to be very good because the salt water carries so much heat. It's going to melt the ice really, really quick. But what I would do is eventually this is going to turn into a bunch of water. I would probably make a pit like this, let's say. Something like that. You know, maybe make it more useful, obviously, like this. Make a pit like this, and then once you're piping this water, let's go here. I would pipe it sort of like this, like do a zigzag through the cold, all right? And then do zigzags in the water that you're going to melt, because this water will also retain a lot of cooling potential for a very long time. So you're not only utilizing the space that you're where you're trying to melt the ice, but you're also utilizing the cooling of the cold water that it turns into. And then that'll give you free cooling. Now, it might not give you as much free cooling as you want. So you might have to put like a liquid shutoff in here and a thermal sensor right behind it. And this will allow you to stop the water from coming out until it's a certain temperature. So that this is an idea that you can use for a power-free way of cooling if you don't want to use the aqua tuner. All right. Let's see. You said on my way down to oil biome for plastic, I got a steam vent. Okay, so steam vent is really good, but it's a ton of heat to deal with. Like you can't even put an aqua tuner inside of a steam vent because the steam is so hot. So it's a little bit tricky to deal with. If you really need the water badly. Well, first of all, you have to realize that the steam vent is going to produce water that is 95 degrees. So you're going to have to, you're still going to end up with very hot water that you have to cool. Now, of course, the packets are going to be a lot smaller, so you might be able to cool it a lot easier in a cold biome. But I would stick to the salinator for now and the saltwater geyser. It's going to be 95 degrees as well, but you have the cooling right here that you could try to use. If you had a cool slush geyser, that would be ideal, because then you could do with the method that I was showing you, where I'm running the cool slush geyser into the salt water and just exchanging the heat, and then I get like 30-degree water at the end of it. Okay, so let's see. Matt says, I don't know, man. The moment I got an aqua tuner, I just boxed water as a chill battery, and the point of exhaustion was when it starts boiling. Then I stop or vent the steam into space. Oh, don't vent the steam. That steam is super useful. You can make that steel. You can use that steam for power, right? The steam turbine will cool the aqua tuner, and it will turn that into power. So don't vent it. So the ideal setup for an aqua tuner combo. Oh, and when you start and you have no plastic, I gotcha. You know what? To be honest with you, I think it costs more time and resources to go all the way to space to vent the steam than it does just to go to the basement and get yourself oil and a little bit of plastic to get started. Because realistically, in order to get your first bit of oil, all you need is a polymer press, a source of petroleum, which is really easy. You just put your oil, you don't even have to pipe it. You can just use. Let me. I don't really want to. Jay, would you be upset if I went into sandbox mode and just revealed part of this asteroid so I can explain what I'm talking about? I don't want to ruin the asteroid for you if you're not if you don't want me to do that. Can I go into sandbox mode and reveal it? But the way I would do it is just have a pitcher pump in my oil biome, take it into a oil refinery, again, pitcher pump it into a polymer press, and then just get started with a little bit of plastic. Then you don't have to build the entire plumbing system. It's fine. Okay, let me show you. I won't reveal all of it. I just want to give you an idea of what I'm talking about here, or to Matt here. Again, there's not just one right way to do this. So I'm not saying like my way is the best way. I'm just saying this is an idea that you can use. So what I would do is I would come in here, get to my oil. Let's pretend I already got down here, right? Obviously, I don't want any water in my oil. So I would do this. I would expose my oil biome. Come down in like this. I would put a pitcher pump here. Pitcher pump. I would take my oil, pick it up. I would probably put a... I'd probably utilize this area in this base. I would go like this. Mesh tiles for sure. You have to use mesh tiles here because the polymer press creates steam. So actually the metal refinery, I think you need to go to... Sorry, oil refinery. Again, you could do this closer to the top where you have power. It depends on where you have the nearest power source. Then I would go like this. Bottle drainer. Like that. Go into a... where is it? Polymer press. So let's put this guy here. Reservoir like this. Go like that. So I would set this up, and then you immediately have a little bit of plastic with very minimal infrastructure. And then you can build your steam turbine aqua tuner setup. Just with this, right? And then, of course, you don't have to... You could just use this for plastic as you need it. Like, you don't have to use this non-stop. You could just have it make exactly enough that you have plastic for whatever you need until you have it more industrialized, and you can reallocate the heat that this is producing elsewhere. All right, so I would do something like that to get your first bit of plastic. And then, of course, later on, you can do plumbing for all this stuff. Like, you don't have to keep the bottle drainer here, but this is just going to allow you to set it up quickly. Let's see. Even without steel production, I can just abandon steam boxes that can't be used anymore. But when I start, you have no plastic. I always start on the last planet. Oh, on the last planet. Last planet is tough. Then it's hard to get at. Most suits and heat is a problem. Yeah, that's tough. The last planet is tough. Definitely a lot tougher than this than the planets that I play on. I may relocate metal refinery and put plastic production there. I also have a critter flux. So critter flux is pretty cool. I don't normally use them. But yeah, you definitely want metal refinery in a cold biome as well, for sure. That's going to be your best bet. Like, probably, again, metal refinery uses a lot of power. So what I would do is I would put it in as close to my my main base as possible. So I'm not having to run conductive wire or heavy watt wire very far, because that's a lot of work for your duplicants. So somewhere like here is actually probably not too bad. You have heavy watt wire coming up here. So you could put it anywhere, anywhere really. Like, you have a heavy watt spine already started this way, but maybe it does make sense to put it into somewhere here. Does polymer press beat Dracos in terms of process temp? So polymer press is way hotter. Dracos are slower. So it's like a give and take. If you need plastic right away, obviously polymer press is the way to go. But if you need plastic on, like if you're just hoarding plastic for to use later on in the game, then Dracos are 100% the way to go. They produce so much plastic over the course of the game that you saw the base that I play on, Super Duper Wetland and Dreamland. They're both supplied entirely by Dracos, and just one Draco farm does all that. And like, again, you need polymer press at some point just to get your setup going, but then obviously you have to go to a more sustainable method. And by the way, polymer press can be sustainable. It's just very, very hot. So you got to deal with that. Hey, what's up, Better Dating Services? Welcome to the stream. Found a girlfriend who plays Ani yet? Unfortunately, not a lot of my real life friends play Ani. I did manage to get 2 people playing Ani, and neither of them are my girlfriends. So, yeah. What's up, though? Welcome to the stream. Let's see. Matt says, yeah, I usually just get some creatures that spit oil and pump all my CO2 into them and heat the area. That works. That works. Let me play says, is the small water reservoir on purpose? Yes. This reservoir, because this oil refinery will stop working if the polymer press gets all of its petroleum. So like what you ideally want to do is have like a buffer. So as you need the plastic, you're able to have it readily available instead of waiting on the oil refinery. Because look, this is not a very efficient process, right? You got to think your duplicants have to come in here, get a pitcher pump, drop it off into here, process it, and then only then you'll get your plastic. If you already have this filled up, then your plastic is readily available as you need it. You don't have to have this going nonstop. Like if you were to use this setup for an extended period of time, you need to plumb this because you're going to waste so much power, like so much labor, getting your duplicants to deliver this constantly to here, and it's just going to be a nightmare for your delivery services. So then you would obviously want to plumb it, but then you also want to put this in an area that's not going to overheat, because the polymer press overheats very, very quickly if it's not in an area where it's able to be cooled. And really, all you have to do is this: if the polymer press is overheating, it's super easy. All you have to do is take some of that oil that you already have, and you just dump it here like this. Now, obviously, this is built out of the wrong material, probably, but it's copper ore, which is 75-degree overheat. So you probably want to use gold. But yeah, as soon as you dump the oil here, the oil immediately becomes the temperature of the cold biome, and it'll keep this polymer press cool probably for a very, very long time, like until this area gets less cool. Obviously, you have to vent this as well, by the way. I always get small Drecos, but it's hard for me to keep normal dupes apart from normal Drecos apart from glossy ones. I could show you my setup on my other asteroid. It's not too difficult if you have an automation and shipping system. Basically, you just want to have the critter drop off, except only one type, and you can have your incubation stations elsewhere outside of your farm. And if that kind of makes sense, I can show you what I have going on. Let's see here. The one in the base, he has 4 tons of relative water. You need to flex your super scuffed rocket cooling in front of the right female. No problem with that. I think they will be very impressed by very carefree solutions to very difficult problems. And neither of them have united and escaped the basement. Untied themselves and escaped the basement. Yeah. Let's see. The polluted one, the one he did with cheats, or the freshwater. The freshwater, he has the asteroid with most water but has so little. Sorry, I missed the message there. Which one are we saying here? The one in the base, he has only 4 tons of water. I'm not sure if that message is to me or you guys. Anyways, let me know if I need to clarify something. Matt says, neat, because I give them mealwood only to eat. Yeah, I give my regular Drecos only mealwood, and then I give the glossy Drecos Versa Blossoms. I've seen a few ladies who post content about Ani. Maybe I can reach out to them and collab. Honestly, I don't have time to collab right now with any YouTuber. So I really appreciate Better Dating Services. I really appreciate your suggestion, but yeah, I just don't have time to collab right now. Maybe in the future when when I have more time on my hands. I will be going for surgery at some point for my knee, so I'll have more time to play Ani. I'll have more time to stream with you guys, and maybe do some collabs. But for now, it's rough. It's rough. It's work really gets in the way of my personal life. If she's never built a hydrogen rocket, she's not wife material. Well, you can always life is all about learning, and you can always learn to build a hydrogen rocket. Okay, so let me play says, talking about your water reservoir, the main one. Oh, my main one. like in my base, yeah, it's the very tiny one. If you're talking about that, I can show you how it works. It's just an infinite storage. Hey, what's up, and what? Welcome to the stream. How are you doing? Welcome, welcome. How would I make that one bigger? Are you like this one here? Oh, what's up with your knees? Oh, it's just from being an electrician. It's just I have a partially torn meniscus. Matt says, any cool way to see your cool to see your stream, but gotta go. See ya, Matt. Thanks for stopping by. Appreciate it. Appreciate you saying hello. Okay, so Jay, any more advice? Let me just read your email here. Let me see. Okay, so your email didn't contain too many details. I don't think. It just said this is your second run playthrough, second submission. Is there anything else that I can talk about with your base here, Jay? Anything like I think you're on the right track with your cooling, and you're definitely on the right track with your water desalination. Like I said, I would just probably I would run this directly into your. By the way, this is okay. It's just not a good habit. It's just not a good habit to run over top of your inputs, because if this like this, in this situation, this should work. But you might have a situation in the future where this first input consumes all the water that you're putting in here. So it's a better practice to run it below and then to branch off like this. Sorry, I just deleted all that. I didn't mean to delete all that, but just delete all the just delete all the piping and go from underneath like that. Otherwise, this electrolyzer will prioritize getting all of the contents that you're sending to it. Luckily, the electrolyzer does not take a lot of water, but in future builds that you do, this will matter a lot. Like, for instance, this is perfect, how you have your gas pump set up. Sometimes you can make the mistake of, oh, I don't have the mod on vanilla. Some people make the mistake of overlapping their vents like this, and then this just will prevent this gas pump from working altogether. So if you had it set up like in this configuration where you're overlapping the outputs, this one just won't work at all. So it's again, it'll work your way because the electrolyzer doesn't consume a lot of water. But just something to keep in mind going forward if something's not working correctly. But yeah, this is perfect. Like, this is exactly perfect. This is good too. That's fine. So anyways, let's see what you said here. I'm sorry, but it's 4:30 in the morning in Spain. It was nice for you to stop by for a little bit because of the schedules. I could never coordinate. I'm sorry to hear that. Let me play, but I'm so thankful that you were able to come by and say hello. I hope that you enjoy your day, even though you're up really, really early. Yeah, I wish we did get to coordinate a little bit more. But thanks for stopping by. I really appreciate you taking the time to do that, especially so early in the morning. Yeah, unfortunately, I would have to stream late into the night or early in the morning. I might do an early morning stream one day. That would be so cool, actually. And then I could get some different geographical viewers, actually. That would be really fun. Okay, Vitaly says, it took me 20 years of soccer to kill my knees. You look rather young to have your knees gone. They're not gone. It's just I have knee pain that can get worse, and I'm in the position now to take some time off to get it repaired. So I'm gonna do that, and I'm gonna do it right before GTA comes out, so I have time off and to play it. So that's the plan. Not much else. What you said with suits. So suits. Let me go back and look at your suits here. Oh yeah, the suits. Right, I remember now. You had the suits set up. You were coming in from this way, and yeah, I remember we talked about the last stream. So anyways, yeah, I mean, your base is looking pretty good. You have a lot of food. Your cooling is looks like it's going to be on point. Like, you're really far ahead for 135. What else here? Any other suggestions I can give you? I mean, yeah, I mean, again, you look like you're on the right track. You have your room set up for morale bonuses. Let's see your schedule. If there's any nitpicking I can do, I'll try to do it. But you have everything set up like the way I would. Okay, here's something that I would nitpick at, I guess. What I would do is set your priorities so that only your researcher is allowed to research instead of anyone else in your base. I don't know who's your researcher, but let's pretend it's these two. And because the reason I would do that is I wouldn't want somebody using the computer who doesn't know how to use the computer well. So let's say if your researcher Max is busy doing something, someone else might start researching and waste their time on there when Max is really, really fast at it. Likewise, I wouldn't want everybody farming. I would only want one person or maybe two people, depending on how big your colony is, to be a farmer. So let's say maybe it's Stinky and Nikolai. Maybe I would only want those two. Now, ranching is a little bit different because you can only ranch if you have the skill. So you can't, you don't have to disallow this. But I do it anyways, just for my peace of mind, just because I'm very particular like that, OCD like that. And cooking the same thing. I don't want people on the grill if they're not good cooks. I only want my best cook on the grill, and I want my best cook to prioritize using the grill over any other task because I want the food to keep coming out of it. So those three in particular, I would, cooking, researching, and farming, I would set like that. But everything else just looks really good. I mean, you even have your these things shut off. I mean, I think, you're really on the right track for getting really deep into the game. Are you an engineer by trade? No, I'm not an engineer. I am an electrician. So it's kind of funny because there's been electrical segments that I've had in the past where I show off like tools that I've blown up before from cutting into live wires and such. So yeah, it's I like those segments. If you guys got electrical questions, I told electrical stories on last stream. That was pretty fun. It's always fun sharing some stories about the trade. Okay, so yeah, let's move on to the next asteroid. Jace is a very solid, very young asteroid, like only 132 cycles in, very well paced to go really deep into the game. Like food is really good, oxygen is really good. They're even upgrading their spawn. Everything's on the right track here, I would think. Researchers pause since I need to get to space. Gotcha. Yeah, and again, that's fine. I just wanted to nitpick at something because just to give you some, because you took the time to send me your asteroid. I wanted to give you at least something to take with you other than saying, yeah, everything's great. That's all. But yeah, everything is great. So good job. Kevin says, I remember how we bonded over partially melted plier heads and Klein brand tools. I remember that too, Kevin. That was good. I really wish I had more of my bigger melted tools with me. Yeah, cycle 132 is still pretty early. I mean, I don't usually go by playtime because if I play the game offline, I pause a lot. So that increases playtime, but a lot of what you're doing is like planning, right? So I would think that cycle 132 is still like pretty like young for an asteroid. But I would also say that how far you are, like when you reach mid game, for instance, is relative to how speedy your progression is. By the way, Vig, how do you say your name? Remamorty? I like that name. So anyways, that's how I would describe it. Unless that meant something else. But yeah, so that's I'm gonna move on because this is in a really good shape, and it was fun. It was fun seeing the progress of you starting your other. By the way, like if you put this into perspective, the last asteroid that who was this one? Jay. Yeah, it was Jay, right? Sorry, I almost said David because I have David's next. The last asteroid that Dave sent me was from 115. So from 115 to now, you can see that they've just in about 15 cycles, they've already dug out this area and started their spawn. So really good. It's Indian. Cool. Welcome. Are you from India, or is it just an Indian name and you live somewhere else? That is so cool. Welcome to the stream. Appreciate you being here. Hey, Ruzel Doozle, what's going on? Welcome. Nice to see you. Oh, I really liked. Was it you that was typing in the Discord today about the generic goo? That was a really really fun conversation I was catching up on. If you guys didn't see, Ruzel Doozle was talking about how things like indestructible payloads that are meant to be indestructible. Sorry, how interplanetary payloads that are meant to be indestructible are made out of generic goo. So I had no idea that was the thing. So it's just kind of funny in the sense that something that's unbreakable is, you know, goo. I am from India. Welcome to the stream. That's awesome. That is so cool. I love it. I love hearing where all you guys are from. I have people from Russia, from India, from parts of Asia, Spain. Stop by tonight. That is so cool to hear. So anyways, let's move on to David's ask. So David is not here tonight as far as I know. So I'm going to let David know that his segment was at the near the end. And then we'll do Williams, because Williams still is with his plumber, apparently. So I don't want to start Williams until maybe he's back. But if... so this one is Spaced Out. So let's go back on Spaced Out. I thought so because I don't know how to say. I'm not gonna attempt. I have no idea. Hopefully by next week I'll have enough new stuff on my outer planetoid to justify another submission. Cool. I'd be more than happy to see it. That's awesome. I love seeing the progress that you guys do. Jay says, had to redo my bottom spawn 3 times to get conductive wire with a second pipe and to get the pumps in. Yeah, that happens a lot. Yeah, I feel your pain there, Jay. I have to redo builds more than I care to admit. Okay, so let me read Dave's message here. So, warning, block of text, LOL. I have a little under 4K hours in Oni, so more than me. That's really impressive. And have been playing since before Spaced Out came out. And this challenge run I made because I realized I was relying too much on Drekos. Here are my rules. No Drekos on the main or secondary planets. Have to have an equal amount of normal to bionic duplicants. And have to have the super sustainable achievement. This save is nowhere near done as I don't have the bionic duplicants set up completely, nor the rockets, along with a screwed up try at a gold volcano tamer, along with a functioning one. Cool. So let's take a look. These are some pretty cool self-imposed challenges. So it started off with the Hydra, obviously, which looks very, very good. Let's take a look at David's asteroid. So 4K hours, very, very, very impressive. Let me just catch up with the chat and let's see here. Thanks for the tips. You are very welcome. Thank you for sending your asteroid in and showing off your progress. I only recently realized that you can hover over the day cycle graph in the top left to see the time played. Yeah, it's interesting to see how far the cycle to hours ratio is. John, hey, what's up, John? Is it too late to share? So it's not too late, but the later I go, the less mental capacity I have, because it's getting late for me to give your asteroid the time that it deserves. So if you want like a better review, if you have something really quick to show off, you can definitely submit. I do have one more asteroid after this, so I may not be like awake enough to do your asteroid justice. I would recommend submitting it for next week. All right, so I'll put my email in the in the chat here if you want to email it to me, ethansoutpost@gmail.com, and send me comments of what you would like to show off or ask questions, or if you just want me to talk about it. But I would recommend if we can wait for next week, that would be great. Okay, so let me just go in here and let's get David's going. Is it too weird? It's so weird to me the way English speakers struggle with foreign names. I wonder why that is. Well, okay, so I admit that I'm terrible at names. All right, so I'm an anomaly. I try. I sometimes listen. Have you seen some like if I used to call the sweet corn for the longest time until the chat. I think Kevin was the biggest. Like Kevin tried to get me to say sweat corn like 5 friggin' times before I finally read it correctly. He would type it in chat like all caps sweat corn, and I'd be like, yeah, sweet corn. That's what I'm saying. So I'm just terrible at pronouncing things in general. I don't know how to do it. I'll have to figure it out. It's okay. It's really easy. Go into your documents folder on your computer. So I'll type this in chat. So documents. It might be different for you. If it's different for you, you have to do a little bit of research. But if you Google it, it's really so. Go into documents folder. Go into the clay folder. And you should see a folder called saved files or something like that. It should be something along those lines. And then you just you get your .save file. You send me your .save file, and that's how you get your asteroid to me. And likewise, I can share my asteroid with you. Jay, it's getting late for me. See you around. Okay, thanks, Jay, for coming by. And yeah, the stream is going to be over soon, so I appreciate you stopping by. Thank you for your asteroid submission, and I will see you next time. Have a good night. Or, John, you can also go to my Discord and submit it there if the file is small enough, but Discord has a 5 megabyte limit. So, okay, let's take a look at David's. I want to spend some time on David's here. So, again, David has self-imposed challenges to make the game a little bit challenging for him, because he has a lot of hours in Ani. So let's take a look. He didn't tell me to look at anything in particular. He's just showing me, giving me his challenge. So let's start at the top. So solar panels, we got I love the stubby little rocket. That is so cool. So this is a carbon dioxide little rocket. Love it. Some meteor defense. You got Atmos suits coming up to your rocket modules here, and it looks like a lot of oxygen. A lot. That's what I mean. It starts to get a little bit difficult to stay awake at this time. Okay, so that's only the second yawn. So when I get to 5 yawns, when I get to one hand full of yawns, then you know I'm in the rough. Okay, so. I got a liquid. We got super cool ethanol. I thought we had super cool, and then we have ethanol. So we have. Let's see. We got some natural gas. Oh, we got some dashas here. Natural gas pickup. What else? Let's take a look at food. So he's on tender briskets, pickled meal, barbecue. Just a ton. Where's the food storage? I wonder. Let's go to here. Right here, I would assume. So here's the kitchen, and here's where David. So this is what I was talking about. It's so-called average-sized rocket. Come on, that's a stubby rocket. I think I see where you're going there, but that's a micro rocket. Okay, let's go to here. So the kitchen. This is what I was talking about, like how I like to have my food storage way far away next to my room. Come on, it's... All right, stubby's a better word. We'll go with stubby. It's not about the size of the rocket, it's how you use it. I mean, that is... You know what? That is true. I mean, this rocket is obviously going to be used very adequately, given that he's already melted it. All right, so you can't hate on the size of the rocket when it's going to have all this inside. So, all right, moving on from the rocket. So, like I was saying, so on my asteroid, I like to have the deep freezing closer to my Great Hall, like actually right next to it. He has his Great Hall right above it, which again is just perfectly fine. And the kitchen, so the auto sweeper has access to I assume this is where he keeps the materials to build like the ingredients, and this is where the finished products go, I think. Yeah, so tender brisket, frost bun, all that stuff is in here. And then this one, so that gets delivered there from the conveyor rail. So yeah, that's the really cool setup in the kitchen. It encompasses basically everything. So the auto super there's no travel time in the conveyor rail for the foods. It just gets directly popped into here. There's nothing wrong with this setup. I just don't particularly enjoy the aesthetics of this particular layout. But there's nothing functionally wrong. This is actually a much better setup than mine. But this is what I was referring to earlier on in the stream. Tight design, lovely. Yeah, it's so I can see he's got the rocket melted already started. So we're gonna have a massive functioning rocket, I assume. Okay, let's take a look here. Well, we got a steam. So this is again steam turbine. This is a very small steam turbine aqua tuner setup for cooling. It's kind of what I was referring to earlier as well with regards to how to make something super easy. Super small and easy, just to get some sort of cooling up and running. We're using ethanol here to get to chill the kitchens down to the temperature that they have to be chilled to. That's perfect. By the way, it's a lot better than. Oh, sorry, Vitaly, you're talking about tightly designed kitchen. Yeah, it's very nice kitchen. I mean, it is a nice kitchen. I'm not trying to dunk on the kitchen. It's just I prefer my floors being flat. Yawn counter is on, so we're up to 3 so far. But we're still good. We're 2 away from getting into the rough. Okay, so what kind of power are we using here? We have a natural gas here. So David mentioned the scuffly tamed gold volcano. Which one was that? There was one that wasn't quite working as well. So he's sending the gold here into. Where's he sending the gold here? He's sending it into the water. So he's cooling it in the water, which is it works. It's very cold water. Okay, so I'm not sure which volcano is the scuffed one. This one's blocked. Got the lums. I like the lums. And then the metal refinery cooling loop. What else? Oh, the natural gas infinite storage. Very cool. But what did he say about the scuffed volcano there? Along with a functioning one. So I think this is probably the functioning one, since it actually is working. I like the vacuum lock for the heavy walk conductive wire. That's the same thing that he's got going on here. I don't know. It seems to me like it's working. I'm not sure what's not working about it, but it got the cooling, got the shipping. I think it's probably this one though, if I had to guess. This one seems to be working a lot better. Oh, what's this? What's this? This is the carbon dioxide killer. This is what William was talking about earlier when somebody was asking about how to deal with carbon dioxide in a rocket. This is maybe not ideal. I mean, this would work. It just takes up a lot of space. Also, I like the I like the obsidian blocking the volts from getting out. But yeah, I guess what happens here is the carbon dioxide gets chopped up by these things, and then once it falls, drops in here and it gets compressed and killed. What else? What else? I like the bone is pretty cool. Are you utilizing the ATN? No ATN usage. We got the okay. That's number 4. Oh my goodness! Now it's coming. Fifth one's coming soon. So we got the electrolyzer set up. Not a Hydra or but it's probably is a spawn. It probably could support itself. In fact, I think it does. So this is a perfect little a perfect example of what a really easy electrolyzer setup is. If you don't want to build a Hydra or a spawn, this one will work perfectly fine. I mean, efficiency. You don't have to be max efficient. This will work. In what way is this asteroid hard? So this is just a show off he wanted to do for community night, but he's just not here to talk about it. So I'm just looking for things. Oh, John, is this? Oh, you sent yours? Let me check. Yes, I got yours, John. Yes, newest playthrough. I got it. So I will do yours on next Friday. Every Friday is community asteroid night. I can already sense I'm getting a little bit sleepy, so there's no way I can get to it. I still have to do one more. So I apologize, John, but I really want to give you the attention that you deserve on yours as well. So yeah, just to go back to Vitaly's question here, this asteroid is sent by somebody who's just has self-imposed challenges and wanted to show it off. So because they're not here tonight, I'm just trying to look for things to talk about. Just so when they come on stream next time, maybe they can say, "Hey, I wanted you to check out this or whatever," and then I can revisit it and we can do that. No problem. See you then. Okay, see you, John. Have yourself a good rest of your night or day, wherever you are. And yeah, I'm gonna be on for another about 10-15 minutes, and then I'll be done as well. So yeah, this is a very cool asteroid. So again, the challenge was that no Drecos and the equal amount of bio dupes and regular dupes. So he did say that he's not quite there yet. He still has to get the bio dupes up and running. So he has to support 10 bio dupes now for his challenge. Hey, Aza White says, I haven't played Oni in quite some time. Did they change the way vols work? I'm not sure if what you mean. I'm not sure what changes you're referring to. If you can be more specific, I can give you some feedback. But as far as I know, aside from adding the delectable, like I don't even know what time frame you're speaking of. So they may have added the delectable since you last played. In which case, yes, it does impact their sustainability in an infinite farm because delectables don't sustain themselves. So that's kind of a problem. You can easily go around it by just feeding these guys more and giving them more eggs with unlimited food. Okay, so yeah, they did. Okay, so that's exactly what I thought you might have been talking about. So the delectable gives you less food per vol. You go from 16,000 calories to 8,000, and I think they don't live long enough to fully drop an egg or something. Not too sure because I haven't used them in a long time. I'm not sure exactly what's different about the vol, other than the fact that it doesn't drop as much meat. So the last self-sustaining vol farm that I ran, the Starvation Ranch, was maybe 3 years ago. So ever since then, I've just kind of moved on. I've just kind of stuck with hatches. So yes, they have added the delectable at some point to make it not as like broken, because it was very broken before, like with the amount of barbecue that it would produce. All right, I'm gonna load up Williams now. David, if you're watching this, please let me know if there's anything in particular you'd like me to check out, and I will revisit your asteroid. So Williams here is really easy to find. It should be called Ethan's Regret. And we'll go load up this one. Yeah, I just remember in the past being able to starve the voles and they drop a few eggs before they die. Yes, that's exactly it. So now they will drop a delectable egg, which does not sustain. I think it's due to the fact that it's less calories, but I think there might be another mechanic involved that prevents them from working in the starvation ranch as well as just the regular voles. But luckily, there's many other critters that have been added since then in various DLCs. So it's very easy to find other sources of food instead of having the voles. Okay, so William is also not here. He's with a plumber right now. So if you come back with him, if you're watching the VOD, I'm going to look at your gunk storage, which you asked me to look at. And this is the last asteroid that we're looking at today. So William's gunk storage, that's not it. Oh, is it here? That's not it either. Is it? Oh, it's this one. Yeah, I think this is the gunk storage William was talking about. Basically an infinite, a very tiny box. I like the look of Bionics. Yes, Bionics are really, really cool. They're extremely powerful. Bionic duplicates, I mean, they have a little bit of a learning curve to them, but they are so powerful and so efficient. They don't have to sleep. You can have them sleep and produce microchips for you, but they are so good just because they don't have to sleep or eat. So highly recommend the Bionic Duplicants DLC. I'm still trying to wrap my head around the Bionic Duplicants. I haven't had a lot of time to play with the Bionic Duplicants off stream because a lot of my gameplay is now on stream, and it takes many months for me to get through a whole colony, just because I stream only 3 times a week since I work full time. So I haven't had the most amount of experience with them, but I do have a video on them if you want to check that out. As the video covers like the introduction to biodupes and how to sustain them. I think it's really valuable for players who are new to Bionic Duplicants. Okay, so William here loves to play with Bionic Duplicants, so he has, I'm pretty sure, mostly a Bionic Duplicant colony. And this is the gunk storage I think that he was referring to. So again, it's just an infinite storage, but the great thing that is about William's setup is he likes to have very compact setups that are space efficient and very practical to build. So this is a really easy one to build with manual airlocks, and it's just very easy to set up, and it works as an infinite storage. So very practical, very easy setup for storage. And then another thing that he wanted me to look at, check out my rocket on the open tear for Morale High Ground achievement. Morale High Ground. Do you have it on this one yet? I'm pretty sure we have it on this one. How do you look at achievements? I always forget how to look at colony achievements. Is this one, right? Where the hell do you look at colony achievement? Why do oh, colony summary, there it is. It's like kind of a hidden. Okay, what's this one called? Sorry about that. Morale High Ground. So I'm not sure if I loaded the right one then, because it's not on this. It's not unlocked. Settings, colony summary. So yeah, I got it. I don't think, is this the one? What is high ground? Have duplicants in one rocket survive for 10 cycles in a row with a morale of 25 or higher. Holy smokes. Okay, so let's just take a look at the rocket then. On the open tear. I have to go to the open tear asteroid, I think. Not that one. This is the one. Okay, there's no rocket here. I know William's just going to be pulling his hair out watching this. Like trying to find... I'm pretty sure it's this rocket. So Morale High Ground. I guess they're living here. Do they have high morale? What's their morale looking like here? Who's the guy who's in here? Duplicate Operator 6. Operator 6 has... Where's Operator 6? So 25 morale. Okay, here we go. 25 morale, banquet hall, a nature reserve, max downtime, fresh oil, played video games, washrooms, bionic duplicant, all in this one rocket, right? Like, can he leave if he wants to, or is he permanently stuck in the? Oh, he did leave, but I guess that was the point, is to get all those different. So if William, if I messed this up, I'm sorry. I apologize for doing this without you here. Just trying to figure this out, but it looks like that's what you wanted me to check out. I think check out my rocket on the open tear for morale high ground achievement. Is it a different one that I loaded, perhaps? Vitaly says your lottery win takes longer than I'd prefer. Sadly, streams feel short. I know, Vitaly. I wish I could stream more. The thing is, I want to keep the videos coming on the channel because I really enjoy the videos, and I could supplement more production time for streaming, but then I would never get any videos. Like, it's already feels like they're forever in between. So I would love to, like, I think ideally what I will do is eventually I'll start streaming like on like Saturday mornings, for instance. It's just then I have to get up. Like, I can't sleep in on, so I'd have to cut the Friday night stream short so I could get up early on Saturday, right? So it's like, what's the right balance, you know? Certainly, I think, like, I really do want to stream. I love streaming. I wouldn't do it if I didn't enjoy it, but it's just so hard to fit more time in. And it's just rough. The real life work really gets in the way of of my aspirational streaming schedule. Let's put it that way. I would love to stream, like, to say that I want to do this as a full-time job is not really correct to say, because I wouldn't want to stream 8 hours a day. That would be, I think sitting in a chair 8 hours a day would be pretty rough. I would love to do this like maybe 3 hours a night or 3 hours every other night, and have like a consistent, like 3 or 4 days a week, and then where I stream a little bit longer as well. I would love to do that. It's just there's just not enough time in the day to do that. And also, yeah, like once you factor in the work day, and then, you know, you have to have like time for chores and cleaning, and okay, I'm not gonna pretend I'm a very elaborate cook, but, you know, I have to make food for today and the next day. By the end of it all, I have like 1 or 2 hours a night for videos, and then these streams, right? So it's, how do I get more hours out of the day without consuming copious amounts of energy drinks, is the question. Is the dilemma that I face. But yeah, also, just talking about the full-time thing, even though I have a pretty ergonomic chair, like I use a mesh chair, it's still pretty rough to sit in the chair for 4 hours. Like the streaming is the most I sit in a chair for. If I was playing this off stream, I would get up like every hour. Anyways, that's the Whoa It's Me story. I hope you enjoyed. Okay, so yeah, we've seen William's Asteroid before. There's a whole bunch of cool stuff going on. Like, he's got the reactor here, basically infinite power, and the rocket battery modules to store power. There's a lot of really cool stuff. Standing desk, yeah, I would do a standing desk if this game wasn't so like, I don't know how to explain it. If I could, like, if I could be more away from the keyboard, like, I have to be tied to the keyboard so much to play this game, but if I could be more like moving around and energetic, that would be awesome. Like, I would love to do like a show where I have a standing desk, and I like have like a podcast where I talk about something that I enjoy. I would love to do that at a standing desk, but there's just so much keyboard attention that I feel like I would be glued to my desk, and I would be leaning on it and stuff. I don't think that would be ideal for this game in particular. It would be nice to have like a desk that goes up and down, like a motorized one, so I could switch in between. But I don't know. It's all in the consideration. Besides, it's all good. It gets us time to stream electrician work life. Yes, that was free. That was free on Epic Games. Is it still free, Vitaly? I by the way, I assure you that that's not what an electrician is like. Like building PS5 controllers or whatever. I got the game obviously on Epic, and I laughed when I saw the screen. I haven't played it, but I was like, this is so funny because they're talking about being an electrician, but they're they're like tinkering with non-electrical things. Like that's more like electronics, not electric. Electricals when you're dealing with like high voltage applications, like a house. A house is high voltage, and then you have obviously power lines, which are very high voltage. Because that's the different categories. But tinkering with a PS5 controller or whatever is just like electronics is what I would call it. But yeah, so here's Williams Asteroid. It's a really epic one. I hope that I was able to get to what you wanted me to see, William, and what you wanted the chats to see. I apologize for you not being here. I wish I knew you were leaving. I would have done yours first because I think it would have been quick. But yeah, it was a good time anyways. I had a lot of fun tonight. Let's see. It's all good. I guess I know it's because you train for both if your rating is nuclear power in the Navy. That's true. Okay, that's true. So if you're on like there's different types of electricians. Not all electricians have to work on houses, right? There's commercial, there's some electricians that only build like components for things. So that was a little bit of a jab at the game itself. But what the point is that like anybody can open up a PS5 controller and anybody can like learn to solder, right? But to be an electrician, you have to understand how electricity works, like voltage, resistance, current, because you can kill yourself. Really, sorry. Oh my goodness, I should not say that on stream. Sorry, YouTube. I meant you could very, very badly hurt yourself if, I sorry, Twitch as well. I did not mean to say that. You could very easily hurt yourself if you don't know what you're doing. Versus a PS5 controller, you're probably going to be okay. Worst case, you got to buy a $100 PS5 controller if you mess it up. But I would love to do a stream one day, actually, where I show you guys, or like whoever would be interested, that you can touch live wiring and not get electrocuted. Which I've done before. If there's any electrical inspectors watching, this is completely off the record and do not believe anything I'm about to say. But I usually, one of the first things I show apprentices and co-op students is how to touch live wires. Not to force them to do it, but just to show them, like, if you understand electricity, you don't have to be afraid of it. And I will literally put my hand, again, if there's any electrical inspectors that watch this, or if you see my stream, I do not do this. But I would show like co-op students and apprentices how to touch a live panel. Because I understand, like, again, this is really stupid, but I understand the risk. I understand how to do it so I don't have it's safe. So I want to show them that if you just understand the physics of how electricity works, this is what is possible. I don't recommend it. I would never recommend that you do that on a consistent basis, because inevitably all it takes is one wrong movement and your tool is toast, or you're toast, or whatever. But it's fun. It's fun to show. Like, And the thing is, that's how they taught me in school. Teachers will never admit this, but when you go to your level 1 apprenticeship for schooling, or like pre-apprenticeship, I did pre-apprenticeship as well. They teach you that, and it's like they don't force you to do it, but they say, here's what you can do. and you watch them do it, and you're like, yeah, I'm not gonna do that. But then when you become licensed and you learn the trade, and you learn how electricity works, and you learn how the electrons work and all that stuff, then you can go ahead and do it yourself, and you can show the apprentice, hey, this is where I came from. I didn't want to touch it at first, but then you realize, because you don't feel anything. There's nothing, you don't feel anything if you're not creating a circuit, right? So as long as you're wearing insulated boots, as long as you have insulated gloves, or as long as you have insulated tools, and you're not creating a path for the electricity to flow, you're fine. So there's the 3 ratings for nuclear in the Navy is electronics technician, electronics mate, and machinist mate, and you train for all 3 and specialize in 1. That is so cool. I would love to actually do that for like 6 months. No more, but for 6 months. There's no rating for radiochemistry, but that is included. So you know the difference. That is so cool. I'd actually watch you. You know what, Vitaly? I, at some point, wanted to put a GoPro on my chest and do like a POV of electrician, daily life in the electrician. But it's a whole thing because I don't own my own business. So I'd have to like, always get permission from clients. And plus, like, I swear a lot on the job. Like, I don't think it'd be YouTube friendly at all. Because sometimes, okay, I'm currently working in a house renovation that, excuse my language, but it is the most fucked up house I have ever seen in my entire life, in my career as an electrician. This house was rewired by someone who knew nothing about electrical other than run a wire to here and connect it to the plug, like black to bronze, black to gold, white to silver. That's all they knew, and they made the house work. But the entire house is a fire hazard. I've never ever seen a house that is as bad as what I'm working in, and I have videos. I wish I could. I may be able to show you, but there's actually, you know what? I will show you guys a video. I'm not sure if this will come across on stream very well because it's not on my PC. But let me show you. I guess it's good. I guess it's good enough if it's not burnt yet. The thing is, you are right, Vitaly, that it's good enough. However, there are so many risks that it's like that this person got so lucky that they didn't cause a fire. Like, for instance, let me show you a picture here of. Okay, I deleted a bunch of these, by the way, because stupid Google is like, hey, your storage is full, even though I know it's not. Like, it just keeps adding things to my. It's just ridiculous. So this is a picture that is so sorry guys, the Ani segment's done. If you're here for Ani, this is now electrical stories segment. So I'm gonna try to hold this up to the camera so you can see, and I'm gonna explain what's going on here. This is what every single receptacle in the house looks like. I pulled out a receptacle because we're changing the receptacles to new receptacles, all right? That's the plug, a socket, a socket, okay? Every single friggin' socket has the wires coming in like this. You see that? You see how there's the black and the white coming in to that little opening? That's not supposed to be like that at all. There's supposed to be sheathing inside the sheathing is what protects the conductor from abrasive materials like the edges of this metal box. That is insane. Every single plug is like that. There's no grommet. There's no sheathing. Like, the very least you could have there is a grommet. It is absolutely insane. Okay, so that's just one issue. Okay, let me pause this video because this has a lot of swearing here. I'm not gonna play you guys this. This video. This is me working. I took one of these receptacles. I took a socket out of the wall, so just to sort of electrician from Temu. Yeah, worse. So this is kind of hard to see, but this is a socket that I pulled out of the wall. And the wires are so short, I could hardly get the socket to fully come out from the wall. And there's insulation in the box where the socket's supposed to be. How did this house not burn down? Look at this. That's my glove. So I wear gloves when I work. I'm going to turn the volume down and I'll play it for you guys. Like I said, I swear in this video. So here's me taking out. Let me rewind the video. I'm sorry. Let me make the screen bigger. I'm sorry. This is really bad. Let me make this a little bit bigger here so you can see better. Okay. Then rewind this video. I should have transferred. I didn't know I was going to do this segment, so I didn't transfer it to my PC. But this is me taking out the plug and showing all the insulation. Look, there's the plug. It can hardly come out because the wires are so friggin' short. And it's just shoved full of insulation. That's crazy. How did this house not burn down? You just use asbestos instead of fiberglass. Asbestos is fireproof and cancer causing, but never mind that part. This is not asbestos. This one is because this house was renovated recently, like in the last 10, 20 years or so. They luckily had all the asbestos already cleared out. So I would not be I'd be not in this house if that was asbestos. Here's another one. Oh my goodness, this is so bad, guys. This is so bad. So what they did is they had a kitchen plug. Again, the plug is completely screwed up. And they took power from the kitchen plug down to a dishwasher that they added. And instead of... Oh, but the screen is like really bad here. Anyways, I don't need it to focus on me. They you're not supposed to solder in electrical. They soldered wires together in a box. And they put electrical tape on it. Sorry, I know that it's not easy to see. It's not easy to see at all, but it's insane. So they ran a hot and a neutral that they soldered in that box down below to a dishwasher. And so the dishwasher was never grounded. It had never had a ground on it. That's absolutely nuts. How did they not get electrocuted? Oh my goodness, what else? I have more. I have like 20 videos of this one house. Oh my goodness, here's another one. Okay, so I don't know why the camera's not focusing, but that's okay. So I took down a motion sensor. Look at this. It's this box with this light is full of spray foam. How does that not burn down? Again, I know the context is a little bit hard to understand because if you guys aren't not particular with how houses are built or the trades or whatever, it can be like kind of weird to imagine. This house is just a complete disaster. I don't even remember how I started talking about this. I think it was about me swearing at work or something. But yeah, electrician from Temu. Yeah, that's good enough. Side note, says Vitaly, I love watching False Nuclear on YouTube. A nuclear... Ooh, I gotta check that out. That sounds awesome. Let me write that in here, my notepad. Thank you for that suggestion, Vitaly. By the way, if you'd like to see more of what I do, um, like just a YouTuber that does what I do, kind of thing. The closest that you could possibly see is a guy on YouTube who works in Colorado. His YouTube channel is Joshua Peterson from Peterson Electric, and he hasn't uploaded in a minute, but he makes videos of what I do on the job. So if you guys are interested in more of like from a POV perspective, of an explanation perspective, you could look up Joshua Peterson. But I think he stopped uploading now. I haven't seen him in my feed for a long time. I should go look him up because maybe he's just out of my algorithm. Looks like a little fire has. Yeah, it's quite a big. Like again, it's good enough that it didn't burn down, but like, how many times can you flip a coin and land on heads, right? Like this guy, whoever did this reno, just had no idea what they were doing. Okay, you like that? I'll watch. Again, it's his content is not like, he's not a professional YouTuber, so he just kind of talks about the jobs. But I'll put his channel. Let me find his channel and I'll link it to you guys if you guys are interested. Tell him that Ethan, Joshua Peterson. I almost always end up saying Jordan Peterson, but it's not. Josh Peterson. Peterson Electric. Trying to find his channel. Yeah, Okay, his channel is just called Peterson Electric. So if you just search Peterson Electric, that's the guy who most resembles what I do in the trade. Yeah, his last upload was 4 months ago about how to change the oil in a Sprinter van. So anyways, he has some really interesting videos. Unfortunately, he doesn't get a lot of views, but you know, it's not many people are interested. He's more of a social media presence just to advertise his business rather than trying to make money on YouTube. Versus if I was trying to upload videos of my trade or what I do, I would be more in it for the money aspect, so I can supplement my income. Because I don't have my own business, I wouldn't be interested in promoting myself individually. I would just be interested in having something entertaining to watch that in turn can make ad revenue. That's all. So his content is very focused based on his business. But anyways, guys, chat, I'm going to go because I am super tired. I got a little bit riled up there with this house and talking about the trade. So it kind of kept me going a little bit. But but it was a lot of fun hanging out again. And I am sorry I can't stream too much longer, Vitaly. And to those of you who I know many people have asked before for longer streams. I do try to go long on 3 hours on Sundays and Wednesdays. And I think that the step forward is to start streaming on like a morning stream, as because then I could have people who are on the other side of the globe tune in on their afternoon or evening versus staying up really, really late or really, really early. So I think that's like the next step forward. It's just when I can implement that as another question. So we're gonna call it there. I appreciate you guys coming by. Sunday night stream again, 8 p.m. Eastern start. So the takeaway for me is that you need to get the wires together instead of soldering them when you splice off. The takeaway for me is that you need to tie the wires together instead of soldering. Yes, exactly. The way you do it is you strip this, you strip the sheathing off, you strip the protective coating, and then you twist them together. You use what's called a moret or a wire nut, and that leaves you with a junction that you can essentially take apart at will. But it's also the quality of the metals touching is not reliant on the quality of the solder. It's like it's a foolproof method. It's just twisting the wires together, and they're being pinched together with a wire nut. Sean says thanks for streaming. Thanks for stopping by, Sean. I'm glad you're still here. Thank you for oh, you said nothing about using a wire nut or electrical tape. Oh God, no! Don't do what this guy did. Yeah, this. At the bare minimum, use some electrical tape. If you don't want to buy wire nuts, yeah, I know. I caught on there, but this guy, like, he used electrical tape and not even the part that he soldered. Like, why don't even touch? This is exactly why we have so much red tape in Canada, because you have people like whoever was doing this work, and now we have to have a bunch of regulations. So if he does do this kind of work on his home and it burns down, then the insurance company can say, nope, you did not have a licensed electrician, you did not have a permit, you did not have an electrical inspection, so we're not going to pay you your money. That's why you have so much regulation for electricians, because of people like that. So next time you hire an electrician and the bill is $300 just for him or her to show up and do something very simple, that's why. We go to school for 5 friggin' years just to learn to do what this guy doesn't or shouldn't be doing. So anyways, yeah, thanks again for hanging out with me, everyone. I really enjoyed tonight, but I gotta go. I can feel my words starting to slur just from being a little bit tired here. I want to go through the chat and just thank you guys for being here, and see you guys on Sunday at 8 p.m. And yeah, thanks again. Gonna send that email right away after the stream, so look out for that email. I'll send you my asteroid. And yeah, thank you guys. Leave a like if you haven't left already. That would appreciate. I would appreciate that a lot. And if you're on Twitch, I'm gonna raid. We're gonna raid somebody on Twitch tonight. I have, I think Kira's streaming tonight, and I don't know if Hangry's streaming. I didn't get a notification for Hangry, but I know Kira was streaming earlier. Kira's a viewer who stops by every now and then, but unfortunately we stream at the same time, so we're not able to make each other's streams all the time. So if Kira is still on, I'm going to raid them. So if you're on Twitch, if you wouldn't mind leaving a follow, if you're not followed already, please do. I stream Ani multiple times per week. Check out my YouTube channel as well, Ethan Plays, for Ani content. And yeah, give me a like on YouTube if you like the stream. That means a lot. And yeah, let's go through the list, and I'm gonna raid Kira if they are still live. So Dark Frost, thank you for coming out tonight. Really appreciate your support. Vitaly, Kevin, Sean, William was here earlier. We had see here, we had Azza just left. I think it was just left as well. John. Thank you guys so much for all your support, and Jay as well. Ruzu Doozle came by to say hi. Let's see who else. Oh, we got Morty, Mamorty. Thanks for being here. Better Dating Services. I love that username. Let me play. Matt was here. And what? Thanks for, but so many new people tonight. Thanks you guys for coming to check me out, saying hello. Appreciate that. And I can't go back too far because Creative Chaos, Violet, Phil was here on Twitch. Thank you, Phil. Yeah, the chat's about to end. Yeah, Lego Man was here, and that's as far as I can go back. So if you were here earlier, I apologize, can't go back any further. So let's see if we can figure out how to raid somebody here. So yeah, Kira is still streaming. Oh no, Kira's ending the stream. Okay, Kira's ending, so we cannot raid Kira. Let's see, it's Hangry online. I don't think Hangry is online tonight. No, Hangry's not on. So I don't know. I don't think I can raid anybody that's So one time I raided somebody who I didn't know, and they were not that they were like a bad streamer or by any means. It's just they were just dropping F-bombs like no tomorrow, and I try to keep my F-bombs to a bare minimum, so I didn't know if that was the right content I should be. Like, I think maybe I should be a little bit more careful of who I raid, because I don't know what type of personalities I'm going to be raiding, right? So I only want to raid people that I've interacted with before. I'm just gonna get just giving that a heads up out there. I would hate for someone who, like, maybe if there's someone younger watching on Twitch or whatever, and then like their parents are in the room, I don't know, just a scenario that I'm thinking of in my head where I send them to a streamer who is just like dropping, swearing like a trucker, right? I don't know. Maybe I'm overthinking it, but yeah, I don't think any of the people are on that I would normally hang out with, so we're not going to raid anyone tonight. But appreciate everyone for coming out, and yeah, I think following here. Yeah, unfortunately, Hangry's not on tonight, and Kira just left. And oh, Shui's live. Chewy's live. I'm gonna raid Chewy. I don't know why I didn't get a notification for Chewy. All right, so we're gonna send everyone over to Chewy. I think this is live. Is this live? No, Chewy's not live. This is a clip. Oh, I was gonna raid you, Kira. I was just looking for people to raid. Yeah, we were gonna raid each other. That would have been awkward. Yeah, I don't think Chewy's on. I think that was a VOD clip that I was watching. Yeah, Chewy's offline. So everyone's offline. So yeah, no raid tonight. But thank you, Kira, for stopping by. I hope you had a good stream. I usually end around the same time. I'm streaming Sunday next. So tomorrow I'm busy. So I won't be able to. I've been lurking the whole stream, actually. Awesome. Thank you for the lurk. I appreciate that. Appreciate your support. Yeah, I hope I can stop by your asteroid and see what you've been up to on your playthrough next time. Next time that next time that our schedules don't butt heads. Okay, I gotta go, guys. I'm super sleepy. Thank you guys for coming out. Thank you, Kira, for stopping by and saying hi. And I will see you guys on Sunday night. Take care.